Recording. Hamish,
Okay.
Hamish, start the conversation again.
No. I am rewatching The Expanse at the moment.
Yeah, and I keep getting the urge to rewatch it, but then the last couple of seasons are. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I want to stop watching at the point. I think it's like the Bobby stuff is cool, where she. Spoilers. Where she. What's the word? Where you go from one embassy to another. It's like six.
Defect.
Whatever.
Defect, yeah.
Defect. Where she defects. Yeah.
Well,
like
that's weird. That's way back. I'm well past
Oh,
that.
is it? Yeah, and then
that's
obviously
three, I think,
the asteroid bit that you were mentioning, or the bit where Thingy meets Julie.
Oh, that's the end
Oh,
of.
where Miller meets you. Yeah.
Is it Io?
Yeah. That's the end of series 1, isn't it?
Is it
No,
IO?
series
I
two.
thought it was
End of series two.
series. No,
That's series, yeah.
Series, right?
Series,
yeah. That bit's for me. That's the pinnacle. That's the best point.
For me, it ends on a high point at season 3, and the other 3 seasons were just like, I don't know, Expanse adventures with Friends of the Expanse. It's with who's the old Sea Dog guy?
Yeah.
Ashford.
He tries. He doesn't die in it, but does he not die?
No, he doesn't die till later.
No, he doesn't die till later. But he's like kind of the bad guy in it, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the and
Yeah, I think I will watch the first 3 seasons and then stop. Yeah.
Well, I'm on. Hang on, I'll tell you what I'm up to.
I mean, it's not like the last couple of seasons.
I thought I would stop as well, but I'm actually on series 5, episode 2. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Okay, yeah. Like, it's not like the last couple of seasons. They're not bad. They're not objectively bad, but they're significantly worse than what came before. So they're badding. Like, if that was its own show, I'd be like,
it's like, it's like Chris said, it's like adventures in the Expanse universe, not a continuation of the actual story, as it were.
Yeah, season 4 could be a standalone mini-series, a bit like The Witcher Blood Origin, which I'm assuming neither of you have seen.
No.
It's got Lenny Henry in it for some reason.
Oh, God, why?
Well, it's all right. Like, I enjoyed watching it at the time, but it doesn't stay with you. So, if that makes any sense, you watch something, you enjoy it.
I think I watched a bit of the first Witcher show, and then I don't think I watched.
I watched the first season. It was enjoyable enough, but it felt very just disposable. Like you said, like you don't. I never thought about it after watching it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, what's the name of the Witcher's sexy best friend?
Yennefer.
Yeah, she was so cool until they fixed her. She was really cool and interesting, and then they fixed her, and she became boring.
Fixed.
Like, made her beautiful and not, like, all crooked and stuff.
Oh, I can't remember it at all, so... absolutely no memory of that show.
I remember
she's kind of great. Season 1 is excellent, and if they cancelled Witcher at the end of season 1, I think it would have the Firefly effect of being kind of immortalised. But it did but the trouble is, because season 1, they had it was episodic, almost monster of the week. Like, each episode was like decades apart from each other. But because they don't age, it kind of it's got this weird, time doesn't really work the way that you think it does, but it doesn't matter because these are microcosm stories. Stories in a chasm. But when they hit season 2, they start doing that thing that, like, the Game of Thrones kind of thing, where it's just basically a really long story cut up into little segments.
Yeah. I miss episodic shows. I miss, like the old Star Treks and like not the Scary Door. That's the Futurama.
X-Files and things like that.
Yeah, I
could never quite get into X-Files.
Yeah,
but the thing is,
that kind of thing where it's just a story.
I mean, the first season of The Witcher did a really good job of having an overarching plot line at the same time as having individual stories for each episode.
For me, I think the early the first half, say-ish, of the first season was those, like Monster of the Week, self-contained episodes. And then the latter half of the season, I think, started to be a broader... And that's when I lost interest, I think. It was all this stuff about characters you need to play the games to really know who they are.
I've never played the games. I don't.
And I think fundamentally, I don't particularly like that universe. I don't like the idea.
Did you mean the Twilight Zone, by the way?
Yes, Twilight Zone.
Yeah, sorry, I meant to say it, and I just went sort of.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah, I think there's a TV show.
Well, there's
Widow's Bay, which seems to be more. I think TV is rediscovering that way of storytelling.
Wasn't there? Yeah, there was a remake of the Twilight Zone with Jordan Peele, wasn't there?
Yeah, I'm not interested in that.
It was,
Have you seen Misfits on Channel 4?
I've not.
That's quite an old one. Basically, it's these youths that are doing community service in a community centre get magic powers, but they're sort of like complicated. They're not like magic powers go out and save the world. They're magic powers, this fucks everything up kind of thing.
That sounds interesting.
And it's kind of funny. It's got Ramsay Bolton from Game of Thrones in it. He plays a really interesting character.
Which one's he's the mean one.
He's the mean one, but he's a really nice character in it, like a really good character in this one.
Well, I think the reason he worked in that mean role is he's got like he played it. He would psychologically manipulate people by pretending to be nice, and he's got kind of he's got a friendly face and a friendly demeanor, and that made it worse. And I think that was really good casting and really good acting. Actually,
it's a shame that like the writing around it was so bad, to be honest.
I mean, that bit was great. That bit was great in the books, and that bit was great in the show. You know, the letting him escape. That was devastating to read.
Oh, that bit was good. Yeah, that bit was good.
That translated very. Yeah, I think later on he became a bit cartoonish, but that bit was absolutely gut wrenching.
No, the begin. I forget the beginning of Ramsay Bolton was really looked like really good. Yeah, where he's cutting knobs off and so forth. Like
waving a sausage on the floor.
Yeah. True feminist, that is.
Very Valerie Solanas.
Yeah. See, do you know, right? Like, I know we shouldn't talk about this, but the thing but Drew has got me onto self-hosting with Snack.
Yeah, Snack's great. Yeah.
And
what is Snack? You've talked about it and I haven't really paid enough attention. Sorry.
It's written in C, single binary, Fediverse server with no database.
The minimalist of Fediverse servers.
But what does it do, though?
That's just a Fediverse server.
It's a Fediverse server, like Fedi, as in Mastodon style, but like super, super bare bones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a few people are on it. Yeah. So, some guy called Chris Ware followed me from an instance.
Yeah. And I started out, I did a test one on my own domain name, but I thought it would be more of a laugh to just use the freebooters domain. So if you ever need a spare account or whatever, just hit me up, I'll stick one on. You can't do public signups for it. You can only like let people on, if that makes sense.
On the CLI, there's no web sign up,
which is good. Like I like that.
Why not? Yeah.
It's kind of strange where a piece of software follows exactly what you want philosophically as well as practically.
Yeah.
Like every single box it ticks.
Just the like any software, any hosted software that you host that has signups really have to deal with email. And dealing with email, unless your server is set up to deal with email, dealing with email is a pain in the fucking arse. Oh, it always was.
Yeah. Although, what might be interesting is a little bit like what Owncast does, is instead of using email, it uses a Fedi account if you want to authenticate something. And and that seems could it possibly be the case that ActivityPub might be like a better version of email for certain things than email, like a better use case for
this kind of thing? I think because it's
There was some discussion with one of the ActivityPub people. Whose name I've forgotten at the moment. Anyway, and she was saying that there's other things you could do with it, but it wasn't quite designed for some of the things that people are trying to do with it. And it's got other ideas and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah,
sorry,
but
that wasn't really very clear.
I mean,
no, I know what you mean by that. Yeah, that makes sense.
But then that's the genesis of many great things that weren't supposed to be used for what they are. I mean, the www wasn't meant to be used for web apps. And well, I'm not saying that's necessarily a good thing.
Great example.
Although I am, what is actually quite great is that the web UI for Snack works so great on mobile phones because it doesn't have it's got so little overheads just with its static web page serving that it runs as well as an app. Like it runs as well as Tusky, which is what I usually use. It runs on Tusky. I compiled from source, and it was
the entire installation took me about 5 minutes versus Mastodon, when I installed Mastodon, which took me about 3 fucking days to get that shit running. And then it was like, oh, no way, this is going to run on this little VPS.
Yeah. How long did it take me? I was pretty much set up by the time I left, I think. Like 10 minutes, 20?
Also, it doesn't do caching. I'm kind of sick of like the service I've been on doing caching, like caching images and videos and stuff. Why are you caching? This is the internet. You don't need to fucking cache. Like, I understand it's less requests and stuff like that. And there's no privacy argument for it. But more often, like very often, the cached image won't load. But if I click through to the original, I can see the image. Like, it causes, for me, in my use, it causes more problems than it solves.
Yeah. I mean, how much how much images do you really need? Most of my timeline is relatively small on images, to be honest.
I think it would surprise, if you host a Mastodon server, it will surprise you how often.
Oh, it would fill up, but with like useless images.
Yeah, enormous, very, very quickly. Yeah. And I really don't understand. It's obviously wasteful.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why we've settled on caching. I understand the argument for it, but I don't think it justifies the enormous fucking duplication.
Also, another side note.
It's supposed to be a global network where you can view anything from anywhere. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but also another thing that I like about Snack is that, and this is a small thing, but it reinforces that it sort of aligns with what you want, is that the code is hosted on Codeberg.
Yeah. Yeah,
which it's no great consequence day to day for the end user, but it does signify it's like, oh, this person has thought about a lot deeper about what they want out of their software. It's not just, oh, I made a thing, throw it up on GitHub. It's CodeHub. I want it to be hosted on somewhere that's a little better, like a little less bullshitty.
No, for sure. Yeah.
So it's I don't want to like usurp a fundamentally an entertainment based podcast with a tech thing that is like very niche even in the tech world. Yes. But I'm kind of thrilled with it. Yeah, and I like
Little Feddy looks interesting as well. I think it was somewhat inspired by Snack. It's sort of like it's not as bare bones as Snack. It's more towards being as polished. And polished isn't the right word, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, but I don't want the polish. I kind of want the skeletal frame,
Yeah.
But although one thing I have done to add a little polish is that, so do you remember Pinafore, which is now an unmaintained front end for Feddy stuff? Still works, but is unmaintained. Well, I was looking around to see if there's been any forks or efforts to keep it going, and there are a couple. The one that I've landed on at the moment is called Zoshal, which is social with a Z. Zoshal.social. You log in as you. It's a clone of Pinafore, but it's still being maintained. And that's if I want to, like, I don't know, drop into something a bit more like Pinafore was always my favorite UI for Mastodon. It's both like it's intuitive, but at the same time really lightweight. So I'm using that through Snack, and it's just like
I mean, I just like the default interface of Snack. It feels like a slogan, but like it feels like the tiling window manager of Feddy instances.
Yeah,
get them to put that on there as a Drew says.
But yeah, it's it's
anyway. Nice. Back to episodic. I've been watching Sliders, which is another episodic. I didn't know about Sliders. I don't think I've ever heard of it.
Oh, you've never seen it before?
Nope, never seen it before.
I never really watched it religiously, but I've seen a few episodes.
To be honest, it's not very good, but it is entertaining. It's quite silly, and I like. Yeah, it's a fun watch if somebody's in the mood for that kind of thing.
It reminds me of the same era as like Sequest DSV, wasn't it?
Yeah, and same level of CGI effects.
90s, yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen Sliders myself, but Rosie has, and she says that it's actually quite similar to Stuart Fails to Save the Universe, the Big Bang Theory spin-off, which we've watched more episodes. I think we're up to episode 4 now. It's all right. Like, I'm not going to say it's great, but it's like, one thing is,
give it a go. For
it doesn't have a laugh track, which I like. It's nice.
Oh yeah, none of the spin-offs. Well, the Young Sheldon doesn't either. Yeah,
it's and again.
How do Americans know when to laugh then?
Well, they probably. I mean,
music
it is a comedy still, but it's just interesting. But in a like, I don't want to say it's not deep, right? There's no depth to it. Like, it's like it's more adventure. It's more of an adventure series. That's the way I describe it.
What I miss is, like, Star Trek, and Sliders does this as well. Like, shows that, again, episodic, single episodes, where you just take a sci-fi idea and explore that sci-fi idea.
Yeah, it's a bit like that. Yeah.
Sliders does that less deeply than Star Trek does, but like it's along those lines. I miss those kind of shows. I think they are starting to come back. Starting to come back in horror. Like, say, Widow's Bay. I think it's called something like that.
Isn't there? I've not seen it, but there's American Horror Story. Is it?
Yeah, I think I've heard of that, but yeah.
And well, Black Mirror. Speaking of,
Black Mirror. Yeah, Black Mirror. Very much so.
Black Mirror, but also I fell off Black Mirror because it just got too depressing. Like, it just made me feel too sad.
Yeah, I mean, again, what made Star Trek was it was that, but optimistic. Like, humanity. Yeah, it was always optimistic.
That's what made it hard to believe, though. That was the problem. That took you out of it a wee bit.
I think we need, because I mean, I don't count modern Star Trek as Star Trek, but modern Star Trek, what it does. So old Star Trek would take an idea like racism and explore it from the point of view of a humanity. A humanity has solved all its problems. Humanity isn't racist. So another culture would represent racism, and it would be sort of like a fairly abstract exploration of it. Whereas modern Star Trek will just show you what is happening in the present day, which is the dumb approach to doing things like that. And it feels like, and this is why I have some sympathy with, the Trump voting masses. It feels like being lectured to and patronized.
Is that a bit like
old Star Trek, which treated you as an intelligent person who could put,
so that's,
while this isn't set in the real world.
That's your problem with the politics of esoteric ebb as well. Like, it's just demonstrating what it. See, that doesn't bother me in esoteric ebb, because they, where they have explicit, they have the fascists, they have the liberals, they have the leftists.
It's clever in esoteric ebb,
but it's
still a bit
move. They try, but I like how it's done, because I don't know it. It's not like Star Trek. What you mean, like the Patrick Stewart, Jean-Luc Picard ones? Next Generation.
The original 60s one was often like the racism, the famous racism one in the original series.
In black and white and white and black.
Yeah. A planet of people who are black and white, like half of them is black and half of them is white. And another culture on the same planet where it's black and white on the other sides, and they are at war with each other or whatever. Like, that's, it's crude, but it's allegorical rather than just, here's what's happening in the world and you should dislike this if you're a good person, which is,
I mean, I don't know if I'd that extend my sympathy to Trump voters, but I don't know. I mean, because like over here with reform voters, the one thing that they always seem to talk about, if anything more than immigration, is people on benefits. And it's like, the way they talk about people on benefits is like, that's they're speaking cruelty. They're not speaking. They're not what you call it.
That's what all this all the right wing stuff is being cruel to other people, and it's the kind of people that follow a bully around to not be the subject of the bully.
I think reform. I think the British stuff is more that because Reform, or the other one, their constituency is narrower than the Trump constituency. I think it is just home-owning boomers, whereas Trump is getting, the working class. He's getting the working class vote. One of the reasons, though, I don't want to get too deep into this because it's a big fucking can of worms, but the liberals don't have a good argument about immigration.
No, but part of that is because, like, immigration does not affect my day-to-day life. Ergo, I don't feel strongly about it. Like, that's just how it is. Yeah,
but I mean,
it doesn't affect the day-to-day life of all these right-wing nutters either. But they still perceive it as
it's what they used to whip them up.
It does in America. I mean, the problem with the liberal take on immigration is, I live in a very sheltered, nice place, and I like the colour. Like, it's a patronising exoticization of, I like seeing these parades and having these exotic food. It's that, plus the economic argument. It's good for the economy, which is great if you're middle class. But if you are somebody who's suffered from deindustrialization, that's not a good argument for you. And also, it relies on intentionally impoverishing other countries, so they are a source of cheap labor that can move here. Like people coming from, this is more 90s, but like people coming from Poland to work here aren't coming here because the place they would most want to live in the world is Britain, and they want to leave their families, their connections, the culture they understand, everything they understand to come to Britain because it's such a lovely place. They're forced here economically, and that's not a good system.
That's true.
And the Liberals obviously aren't making that argument because they want capitalism, and for capitalism, it's great.
I've heard leftists make that argument, though.
Well, they're not reading correctly.
No, the one about being what you call it, the one that you're making.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I'm making the left. I mean, I'm fun. Ultimately, I'm anti-borders. Ideally, we would. The Star Trek ideal.
That's a moral position. Yeah.
Anybody can go wherever they want, but you can't do that in a world where some places are more economically, significantly economically disadvantaged compared to others. Because then everybody wants to all go to the same place. You need to equalize the world.
Yeah.
And then get rid of the war.
Well, we sort of have that even within the UK because of London. Like London throws our economy well off balance.
Yeah. But we are allowed to move wherever we want, which causes everybody. Because that's what we'd have. If we just open the borders now on the world, everybody would rush to the first world countries, obviously, which would collapse the first. That would collapse the first world countries. It's not. It's not racist to have concerns about immigration.
Oh, I love it when an argument starts with "it's not racist."
It's not racist, but no. But the problem is that most of the people that like your reform voters and things, they don't understand any of what you just said. They just see brown people and want to be cool.
What they should be seeing is that working class people in this country are to some extent victims of immigration. They have suffered because of the structures that support immigration. But so are the immigrants. They should have solidarity with the immigrants as all being the victims of this system.
That's a very complex emotional argument to make.
And you can't.
That's why it's easier for the right to make.
And to be honest, the right probably don't care about immigration. They're probably just using it as a way to get people's backs up.
They've got no problem.
I mean, Farage has houses all over the world.
He's not got any. What do you call it? There's no deep feeling about anything. It's just throwing whatever he thinks will get him.
It's a very obvious and trite thing. But we've all seen the image of what is it like Murdoch sitting at a table with all the cookies, white worker, and it's his fault. It's literally it is. That's what it is. It's distracting.
The whole world politics can be summed up in that meme, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, exactly. Watch out, mate. That immigrant wants your cookie, says the guy with a sack full of cookies behind you. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. So anyway, should we talk about the film?
Yes, let's get on.
We're going to do something about a film.
So I've got a question. I've got a question for you, Drew, because you are the.
Can I just say, just prefix that? Like, I love this film. I think this film is a masterpiece. It's the best film. It's the best film I've seen made for decades, so as a result, I'm quite nervous about what you two think about it.
Okay. My follow-up question is: did you think I would like this film?
It's the kind of film where it's hard to tell whether. Everybody I've sort of encouraged to watch it or shown it to has liked it, so that's positive. But yeah, it's I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, I will say I definitely preferred Psycho Gorman.
Okay.
I don't know if I like this film because I've got questions. Because I know I was watching this film and I was like, I know why this hits with Drew. Like I know, like it is because it like for example, it's got that like American middle class sensibilities thing, and this guy is just going in like a bull in a china shop to it, and I was like, that's something that probably you enjoy a lot, With that there
is that, yeah. No, I do enjoy that.
I mean, the dinner in America, like the song, the lyrics in the song, it's basically
that is not a constructive way to deal with the world. Like it's cathartic when he's in that right at the beginning, where he's at the first. It's structured as well around a series of dinners.
What's his name again? Is it Simon or
Simon? Yeah,
Simon. Yeah.
So is it the girl who's at the medical trial with him who offers him dinner and a blowjob, and he's at her house, and then things go nuts. But the way like that's cathartic, him smashing the window and throwing the turkey, and none of it's really his fault. He reacts a bit strongly, but none of it's really his fault. but yeah, that's cathartic.
bit strongly.
That is not. That is not. It's not a constructive way to deal with the world. And what I love about it is through the central love story, they both learn and grow from each other. He learns to deal with the world a bit more constructively, and she learns to be, more confident and expressive of herself.
Yeah.
So it's not while those bits that you're talking about, they're cathartic. It's not really celebrating that specifically.
No,
It celebrates a tempered version of that, which he ends up at the end.
Oh, that bit is, I don't know, I find that to be a bit off the wall, like, where he just goes in and then suddenly the wife of the household is making out with him, and then it's like, Mom, what are you doing?
Well, that's part of the part of its storytelling is the only two characters who feel like real people are, again, the two central people in the love story. Everybody else is a cartoon.
Yeah. Although the true love story for me in this one was what was the name of the adopted kid?
I can't remember his name.
But yeah.
Him and Simon, right? How
him and Weed? Oh, I thought you were going to say him and Weed.
Well, sort of, yeah. Like
that's the first moment because at the beginning, the first 20, 25 minutes, you're thinking Simon. Like I'm sort of enjoying his character, but he's an asshole. Like he's a prick. But then the first moment when you see he's actually underneath that, there's a nice person, is how he interacts with the brother when they're on the roof.
Yeah.
When he comes home and he sort of attacks him, and then he introduces him to Weed, and you see that he is a sympathetic, kind, caring person in that scene, and that's for me. That's when it starts to turn around.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, that moment kind of touched me because he could have not reacted like that. He could have. Yeah. He could have maintained being an asshole. Is when it's almost a bit when it's like here's a somewhat justified chance for him to be an asshole, and he takes the other route. And maybe it's because
he rejects bullshit, and all of the stuff at that first dinner, that was all bullshit. But then he's confronted with a real human situation. This kid is angry and not dealing well with. That's a real human situation that he has something to say about.
Yeah. What else is there? I mean, there is a lot of catharsis in this film, isn't there? Like when they go back to the pet shop for the paycheck.
Yeah.
It's like, how long does this film take place? Is it only over like less than a week, isn't it?
I think there's very little time skipping apart from when they sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's virtually you're watching them in real time, ish. Yeah. Not exactly, but ish. Yeah, a couple of days. Yeah.
Yeah. What did you make of the song not Dinner in America, the actual song that they write together?
Lovely. I cry. The whole last third of this film, I'm bawling my fucking eyes out. And that because it's very much an indie film. That song, the song that she sings, that was actually written by her, the actress, and the director. They wrote that together. Yeah.
I actually quite like that. That it's got a little vibe of who am I thinking of? Pure Morning. Who did the song Pure Morning?
Placebo.
That's the one. Yeah. Like it's kind of got a.
But regarding the music in this film, I think there's a few genius choices, or a couple of genius choices. First of all, not making the soundtrack punk. Like he's punk. He's in a punk band. He sings punk. He sings punk songs, but the score is very broken down, like industrial techno-ish kind of like just a very electronic soundscape. I think that's genius. It would have been horrible if it had a punk soundtrack. It would have diminished the film. And then the song she sings is not like because she loves his music, she loves punk music, but she doesn't just make a punk song. It's punk. It's punky, but I mean, I think he describes it as a punk pop ballad or something like that. And it's not just making everything. It's punk music is the only thing. I think that's how mature.
How much of punk music is actually the music? Like, obviously, when you think of punk music and you think just aesthetically, you might associate Sex Pistols, for example, as what punk music sound. Now, obviously, they were quite known as posery, weren't they? The Sex Pistols.
Well, they're like the MC Hammer of punk.
Yeah, right? But like, I'm just thinking, just the sound of it, the shouty.
Weirdly, it's a bit of a diversion, but MC Hammer is apparently like very real, in terms of being a gangster. He's like sort of more real than the gangster rap gangs that present themselves in that lifestyle.
Oh, really? Although isn't 50 Cent supposed to be quite gangster? Didn't he get shot a bunch of times?
I believe so, yeah. And also had a video game.
Yeah. What about Snoop Dogg? Yeah,
super know about that stuff. But I think, I think Snoop Dogg was involved in that world for sure.
Yeah, but now he's just like a diplomat or something.
He's the ambassador for weed.
Yeah. Well, wasn't he at the Olympics or something as well? Like, wasn't he just like having? Oh yeah. He was doing his thing at the Olympics, and someone was saying this has the vibes of like when a game brings out like a non-serious DLC, and like Snoop Dogg's completed the main quest. Now he's on the non-serious DLC.
Would you remember how you made that one where he was in Wales at some like
the
like vegetable growing?
Yeah.
Snoop seems like a fun person for sure.
Yeah. Oh, and there was the one that gets me with Snoop is he was playing like FIFA or something on Twitch, because he does. I think he streams on Twitch, and he got pissed off at something that happened. Because this is bullshit. He just threw his controller down, walked off, and like the stream was running for like 3 or 4 days after, just of him in this room.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Another like the punk ethos in the film of like, we don't want to play the big shows, we don't want the kind of show he plays at the end, that's the kind of show he wants, and that feels like our ethos with what we do. We're not.
I did pick that up.
We don't want to sell out. It's about a very hardcore version of not selling out. 40
people. That's like an all right number for a show.
That's great. Yeah, 40 people love your music. That's fucking awesome.
What about the rest of his band though? Didn't they want to sell out a little bit? Were they?
Well, yeah. There's the one who in the first scene where you meet the band in the little diner.
Yeah.
And there's the one who's, I think he says, is on Quaaludes or something.
Oh yeah.
Like he just does it for the love of the music as well. And
that was the drummer, I believe.
It was a drummer, yeah. But I think they're a real punk band.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were. Their band name is on its own stuff in the screen, and somebody's wearing a T-shirt with their name and stuff.
Hang on, does that include Simon, or is Simon just brought in for the
film? No. I think his name is Kyle Gellner, and I've seen him in a few things since, and I think he's a phenomenally good actor.
What more about? Because I always struggle to understand the punk ethos, because
punk's just a DIY ethos, isn't it? That's what it is.
I mean, it's the ethos of Freddy.
It's what we're doing.
Not selling out, not accepting.
We're not glossing everything up or anything. We're not aiming at any audience or anything. We just do what we do.
It's the understanding that I think central to it is the understanding that any acceptance of any commerciality will compromise what you're doing. It will inherently compromise what you're doing. It's virtually impossible to do something as a commercial venture and not have that compromise it, because then you're responding to a market rather than doing what it's the difference between art and commerce.
Yeah. Okay, and that's punk.
I would say that's the core of Yeah,
so it's all about making your own fanzines, copying your own tapes, doing small gigs,
lo-fi, keeping it lo-fi, keeping it non sort of. It's not about virtuosity.
No, that's the problem. That's the problem with a lot of what punk became in America. It's extremely highly produced, and and then they got these are some of the really early
like
punk
Ramones
bands
or something. Like
the Ramones
music, but
it's plastic wrapped, And like Green Day, people call them punk, and it's like, I'd give them punk maybe. And I'm not saying I don't like them. I like their stuff in the main.
Yeah.
But calling them punk is a stretch.
But are they sort of? Are we thinking of two descriptors?
It's actually a little bit like free software versus open source. It's the aesthetics of something rather than it's getting rid of the philosophy and the ideology of something and just keeping the aesthetics.
Well,
I would say another way to think about punk is it's a folk movement in a modern capitalistic context. It's what folk. It's the same thing that folk always was. It was amateurism, people doing things just for the joy of it, expressing what they want to express, not thinking about it being high art, just making what they want to make, which was all culture, all human culture, until capitalism came along, and then it's an enclave within. It has to be a defined thing in reaction to capitalism at that point.
Yeah. But when people refer to Green Day wrongly as punk, because I wouldn't even say they sound punk.
I don't think it's wrong, but it's an aesthetic.
Yeah,
label.
So there's the aesthetic of punk, and then there's the philosophy of punk. So Sex Pistols, aesthetic of punk. This film,
I mean, Sex
speaks
Pistols
to.
early on, they were doing it. It was performative, and it was to become famous. So it was lacking, the true core of punk. But it was still their attitude. They were. I don't know. It's complex with the Sex Pistols. I think
The attitude.
because they were going on TV and swearing, and like they were actively like in the beginning of this film, they were actively confrontational to bourgeois norms. So I think they had something of punk in there.
Poor Norm.
But it was sorry.
I said poor Norm.
Poor Norm.
But it was performative, and it was in order to get famous. I think quite.
So that to me discounts it as punk. That counts it out.
Well, I'm saying it's a bit of a spectrum.
Also, they did it first. Was they were the famous one? They were the first. That was what they wanted, I think. But I mean, they weren't really up to much, and there's much better bands out there. Stranglers, The Damned, Stiff Little Fingers, amazing band. And especially, Stiff Little Fingers is a good example. If you want punk, Stiff Little Fingers' first album, Inflammable Material, was that the name of the album? I think it's the name of the album, name of the single as well. That is a totally punk thing, but they got and they got signed and everything. So but the sound of it all, it's their sound. It's not like taken apart and produced a lot of stuff would be, especially with the Americans. Like all the pointy bits are rounded off, and the rough edges are.
Which is that thing about as soon as you commercialise, it's going to compromise what you're doing. It can't. Yeah.
Well, that's absolutely.
Which we do. That is our ethos. It's the reason why we reject the big platforms in the way when we don't chase the numbers, and we wouldn't accept the sponsorship, and it's all for those reasons. It's not just for the sake of it.
Yeah. Well, it's like because there are things that we could do to chase the numbers and be relatively successful at them.
Yeah.
But we don't want to do that.
Yeah.
No. I mean, okay. So, sorry, Hamish, but I don't know if you know this.
I know what he's going to say now.
The Space Virgins is now listed on Spotify.
Why?
Why?
They charge money, don't they?
No. All you got to do is give them the RSS feed, and they stick it in their directory.
No, I meant, don't they charge people money to use their service? I've never used it, so I've no idea.
To get rid of the adverts, I think. I don't. Is that? I think so. I don't use Spotify myself.
So if somebody listened to our podcast via Spotify, would there be adverts?
That's what I'm getting at.
I don't know.
Is that just with music?
When I've tested
isn't that misusing our material then? How did they do it? How did they get it? Did they just scrape things?
No. I sent in the RSS feed. Like I am the traitor.
You put it there deliberately.
I put it there.
And then did you hear anything that Drew just said the last 10 minutes?
That's what I said. That's why I said it. Like I don't. It's just.
Oh, you're back.
No. I was stuttering.
I'm fine with this. We're not engaging with Spotify. We're not taking money from Spotify. It's just if somebody finds our podcast on Spotify and listens to it, that's cool.
Okay, put it this way. All right.
If you're listening to this on Spotify, first of all, you're a cunt. Secondly, go and listen to it somewhere else.
I mean, absolutely.
Now that you've discovered it, go somewhere where you're not feeding the corporate machine. So we won't get anything out of it.
We won't
just
get
like all the if multi-million selling music artists get fuck all out of it, then we're not going to get anything out of it.
But it's basically,
people, I get what you're saying. People go for convenience over everything else these days.
Well, it's that Spotify comes installed in a lot of cars these days. Was what I said in the chat room, because you buy a car, it often comes with Spotify installed on it. So
that's the only way, right? As the only. Without hackery,
without installing extra apps and things like that. Yeah. Like if someone is driving in the car and go, "Oh, I could listen to some Space Virgins now." Beep beep beep. It's sort of a bit like being on the radio. Like if we sent these off to Radio 4, and
I love how Chris's body language is like this now.
Excuse me, I need to get a drink. I'll just be a second.
Oh no, we've dehydrated Hamish. But yeah, no, I mean it's in a whole bunch of directories, but so I don't know why I'm still explaining now that Hamish has gone.
I mean, I'm just seeing it as a listing place. We're not.
It is just
Spotify in any way. It's just like I very much like if that's where people listen to things. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is like some kind of worthy social project, but like it's good that they're listening to us. You know?
Yeah. I mean, we're also on Antenna Pod and the open source stuff too. So
you're not going to make it, but I've been trying to think of an analogy that would make it acceptable to Hamish, but I can't think of anything.
Oh, he's hitting the orange juice.
Spotify is the phone book.
Yeah, Spotify is the phone book.
Oh, I needed that. Anyway, what were we saying? Punk?
Yeah, let's get back to the film.
Not selling out, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
This film about not selling out. Yeah.
There's a lot.
It's also, okay. This film for me, the whole last third makes me cry because it's so romantic and emotional. But there's little moments throughout that just made me laugh out loud. When there's a bit when I think it's when he gets in the. I love the bit where he confronts the jocks on the bus because they're calling her a retard, and he reacts to that. And then the normal payoff to that is he beats them up. But no,
yeah, that was good. That was subversive. Yeah,
kick the shit out of him. And then he gets angry and he gets in the truck, and it's just a line that just makes me laugh. Where he's up on the steering wheel like this, like driving really fast, and he goes like, "Buckle up, I drive crazy," or something like that.
Yeah.
Where he delivers that, like it's just a stupid line, and he just delivers it so beautifully. I love it.
Yeah. Well, one of the ones that made me laugh is where the parents get stoned by eating the bread. Like any film about weed, there seems to be this obligatory scene of people that don't know they're stoned getting stoned. Like, whoops, I've eaten the brownies, or I've made the funny
I think weed is a drug that makes sense. Because I don't know if the first time I smoked weed, it's like, is this working? It's like it's a feeling you come to recognize the more you do it. But I think the first time it's very easy to just not really know you're stoned. I think that's plausible. Sorry, I know I'm interrupting. I'll be very brief. But like, what they don't do is like everybody's acting wacky. Like they're just kind of soporific, and that's correct. I think that's accurate.
Yeah. Now, for me, it was very obvious because it was at a sleepover and I had a lemonade bottle bong, and we just fucking, for some reason, we was choking it down, coughing our guts out, but like choking it, we were committing.
Well, sometimes it doesn't hit you though. Like sometimes it hits you immediately, and sometimes it sort of builds up over time, and like sometimes it does nothing, and then you're hyper stoned from all the weed you smoked. Like it's really variable.
Yeah, our first time it hit us like pretty hard, and then we was watching like late night ITV, like really bad TV, you know.
Yeah.
And giggling ourselves to sleep in sleeping bags. The proper sleep.
I mean, one of the things that weed does really is just lower your standards. In the sense that you can smoke weed and you can watch like the Shopping Channel, and it's like the best fucking thing you've ever seen, and like you're talking about it with your friends and like commenting, like it just sort of lowers your standards.
So if you watch something and you think it's shit, even though you're high, does that mean it's really, really bad?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
because I think the film Meet the Spartans might have done that for me. I just couldn't finish that film, and I think I might very well have been stoned when I was watching it. And I'm like,
I think there are some things that become incomprehensible when you're stoned. Anything with any complexity to it is like, I'm not following this.
Meet the Spartans is the thing about Meet the Spartans. One of the worst, probably the actual worst film I've ever seen, is that it's a comedy film that doesn't have jokes. It just has like pop culture references.
Oh yeah, just pure reference humor. Yeah,
and it's just like, but also because they tried to make it as mainstream as possible, all of the reference humor is like straight in the middle. Like even though it's stuff you've probably not watched, you know exactly what they're referencing, and it's just like. Is
it supposed to be a stoner film?
No,
it's just like a mainstream. I don't, because I've not heard of it.
You've not heard of it? It's been a while. It's the parody. It came out when a lot of parody films were like quite popular, or like like
is it like parody of 300 or something?
Yes, parody of 300.
Yeah.
And funnily enough, it actually put me off 300. I've never seen it, and Meet the Spartans, because whenever I think of 300, I think of Meet the Spartans, and I'm like, no fucking way.
I think a good parody's great, but lazy parodies, really, all they do is they just remake the film, but everybody's like got a comedy face on. Like it's not any different. I imagine there was like kicking the dude down the well scene, and This Is Sparta, but they just said something other than This Is Sparta, and otherwise it's not really a parody.
No,
it's mimicry. it's mimicry with a jokey face.
Yeah, sort of. I mean, I kind of felt a little bit like that with Spaceballs, if I'm honest. In fact, actually, doing space versions, particularly with Ozone, actually did open my eyes to some of the fact that this parts of the film that didn't do that, but predominantly it's like it's Star Wars but silly.
It was interesting. Like, I don't hate. There are films that I hate. There are films that are so against the grain of what I enjoy that I hate them. But I don't hate Spaceballs, and it was interesting to see it through his eyes and see what he enjoys about it. And
what's a film that you really hate?
Like, I kind of fucking hate The Matrix, but again, it's always a thing of like if there's a film that's against my taste that nobody's ever heard of, it's just like, oh, that's shitty. But if it's a film that's like, my reading of it is it's fucking dumb, and then people hold it up as like this clever masterpiece, then it make the hatred goes up. Same with Inception to an extent, but yeah, Matrix is just such a dumb fucking film, and the aesthetic, the things that I think people find cool, like the long trench coats and the sunglasses and the bag of guns,
Columbine shooter aesthetic.
That's the aesthetic, exactly. That's the aesthetic and vibe of school shooters, of kids who've been bullied, who have then got like magical powers and like, I'm going to get revenge on the world, which is not a healthy fucking thing. That is not a healthy.
Although, what came first? Was it Matrix or Columbine?
The shooting, or
yeah, the shooting.
I don't know, but I mean, there was school shootings before that, and
Columbine was like, I'm not going to say it's the first one, but it's the one that kicked off the craze, right?
No, it was a very high. I think it was a high death count one, so it got a lot of. But no, I mean, they've been doing school shootings since they've had school.
April 1999, and Matrix was about March 1999. Okay, so Matrix. So the Columbine people probably just straight up copied the Matrix, then, right?
I don't think that's the case. I think it's fundamentally the same impulse. It's the same impulse because comic books were read back in the day, read by nerds, and it's a power fantasy, right? That's fundamentally what it is. It's just it's a weak nerd power fantasy, which I indulge in too. I enjoy a power fantasy, but there's a certain character that some power fantasies have of just like, I'm going to teach everybody a lesson by just looking cool. And the problem is it doesn't look cool. The look in the Matrix that's supposed to look cool to me is embarrassing. That's an embarrassing look, and that's part of it.
Well, if you were to wear it in real life, yes.
But that's to wear it same with Batman. Like if I was dressed as Batman,
yes,
I would feel fucking embarrassed. that's why I can't watch a serious rendition of Batman, because I can't get over that embarrassment. More so than because he's just dressed like a fucking bat. That's so stupid. Superman has an excuse because he's a fucking alien or whatever. And like other superhero costumes are like at least like overtly silly. Okay,
what if you had superhero powers, right? What would your costume look like?
Well, I wouldn't wear a costume. Why would you have to wear a costume?
Well, you'd have to wear some uniform so that, like, the police, because you're like, the police or whatever, like, they need to know you're a superhero.
But they know because I'll do my super things. I don't need a costume. I just wear a hoodie.
yeah, t-shirt with holes in it.
Exactly. That'll be my uniform. My t-shirt with holes in it. Yeah. I mean, if I'm a superhero, like a really good superhero, like with essentially on the level of like a Greek god, I'll probably just go around naked because it doesn't fucking matter at that point.
So I mean, naked is valid. Naked is valid.
I like what's his name? Dr. Manhattan. I think Dr. Manhattan. I just walk around naked because who gives a fuck at that point?
Yeah,
well, that's an interesting thing to come back to. Walking about naked.
All right, Hamish's input on this. If you were a superhero, the type of superhero that saves the day, what would your costume look like? Well, like at least vague. What kind of What about tactical gear?
Give Hamish thinking time, because I think Chris's would be like a dandy. You would be dressed like in fact, your superhero name would be the Dandy, and you would be dressed like a dandy.
I'd be like like the Mask. Smoking.
The Cavalier.
The Cavalier.
So you reckon I'd go full costume then? The Cavalier.
I think something like classy but very flamboyant. Yeah, I could see that. And also, you change it every 18 months. They'd be like, "Who's that? I don't recognise that superhero."
No,
it's me.
Yeah.
I went for nudity.
Yeah, a muumuu. There you go. I'll wear a muumuu.
Oh, that would be great.
A moo. What kind of deck?
Great.
What color? Like, give us some more.
Dark purple.
A dark.
How about like a moo like curlers in your hair and like a half smoked fag just hanging out of you, and a lottery
cigar. A cigar. A cigar.
Yeah.
Well, that's an interesting trifecta of superheroes.
Moo Man, the nudie.
Oh, also, I can't be called the dandy. That's Hex's thing now.
Oh, it is, isn't it? Yeah. Well, that's from Dandelion, though, isn't it? Rather than that's different.
It'd be very confusing.
That's fair. Yeah. Well, the Cavalier.
The Cavalier. Cav.
Although etymologically, that means man who rides horse. So you'd have to.
I can actually ride a horse.
Okay, great. You have a horse. Yeah. What's your horse sidekick called?
Horse.
I love it.
Cavalier and horse. The Cavalier and horse.
Sounds like a really boring pub.
Yeah.
We go for lunch. Just go down to Cavalier and horse.
Do you know? One of my biggest regrets was never doing horse riding, and I say this as a vegan who probably shouldn't really be on board with horse riding, but was not doing it through my teenage years because the women,
also just women in jumpers.
Yeah, sure, yeah, but just
jumpers
but also, but the thing is, it was like all of the class, or not like the classes, the groups, whatever I was in, it was like me. There'd usually be like another guy there, and then it would be like 30 women.
All women, yeah.
And it's like, oh damn it, like. I wish I don't know.
You had a very different upbringing from me.
Well, I can. But the thing is, it's like riding a bike. You never quite forget it.
And the chain doesn't fall off.
Yeah, no, the chain doesn't fall. Yeah, no.
Well, I think horses are more fragile than bikes.
My auntie's a horse person. Don't know how she got into that because working class scum just like me. But
there are like, because like we didn't have money, but like you can, like, if mucking out stables and stuff like that, it sort of it gets you in the world a little bit. Not in the world.
I like it when Chris is like, oh no, we were awfully poor.
Yeah, we only had one house, one house and 3 cars.
Or as Rishi Sunak would point out, we actually had Sky TV, so we were incredibly poor.
We couldn't afford Sky TV.
Honestly, we were bored. We were like, it wasn't a wise purchase for us, but my dad just loves sports, so it's.
So my aunt's really into horses. She's obsessed with the buggers, and she's she gets to do show jumping and stuff.
That's fun.
Yeah, I won a couple of gymkhanas as well. Gymkhanas. I think,
but he wasn't posh. One posh, just happened to be at Gymkhanas with his pony.
They're not my pony. I was riding other people's ponies.
Oh, it was a rented pony, was it?
Yeah. Rent a pony.
But,
where were we in the film anyway?
Film. Yeah. The parents getting stoned was fun. That was a nice.
I did like the first of all, because she's carrying that huge fucking teddy bear on her back, which they do not notice. They barely notice Simon. And then the comedy pan down to them not wearing trousers. Very, very nice, very nicely done. Not over the top silly.
But also,
they balanced it quite well.
But so if this is supposed to be a rebellion against middle classness, like that family actually for the most part doesn't seem awful. Like
no, they're a nice family. Yeah. I mean, I would read them as, because it's American terminology, isn't it? Yeah. So everybody's middle class, but they're really, I would say they're at the upper end of working class. They look like, based on their house and that. Whereas his family, when we see his family, who are fucking horrible, are distinctly middle class. You're
flittering between the British class system and American class system. It's confusing.
Yeah.
He's like, we got lawyer class, and then we got, like, I don't know,
works in an office.
Works in an office class. Yeah.
And the dad, I did enjoy the dad. Like I say, it is structured around a series of dinners, which is kind of obvious, the title of the film, but it's a little bit clever. But his reaction to when he's eating the food, and this is spicy.
Yeah,
cardamom or something. I love it.
Yeah. But there's a lot of dinners in this because you've got dinners around the dinner table, which is what the song Dinner in America is about. But then you got the band talking about it in the dinner in the restaurant. And then Patty...
right at the very start, in the when they're doing the medical experimentation, they're having a dinner there where she fingers the beef.
Oh, yeah.
And then you meet, I can't remember the character's name, but the girl, and she's eating a burger.
Hang on, which one? The one at the beginning?
The girl, the love interest girl.
Oh, Patty.
I mean, she's more than that. She's a main character. Yeah. She's eating a burger at the bus stop, and the bullies are like, should have known it was a shit sandwich with a plain wrapper or something like that.
Yeah.
Funny. And then the dinner at the house where he throws the turkey, smashes the window.
Yeah.
Then the dinner at her family, and
But there's also a dinner,
a romantic dinner at the burger place.
There's a dinner that they have. I'm just trying to. I had it a second ago. Where is it? Where they were just at a restaurant. Simon and Paddy.
Yeah, the romantic where they kiss.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Does she pretends she's been practicing
her stepbrother.
I love that. It's a great moment.
Okay, so here's a question for you: is this relationship in any way, shape, or form sustainable?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think they're great together.
No, that's not the question I asked, though, is it?
Why is that not the question?
Because it's like, basically, is this a relationship that can last? I mean, okay, so he ends up in prison because of the arson, which is fine.
And I think, other things I think are implied. He was already wanted, but
yeah,
lots of petty thefts and or petty crimes and drug dealing, I guess.
Yeah. So yeah, he goes away and seems to just survive in prison well enough, I guess. Like he doesn't.
Well, I think prison is one of those things that's always presented in drama. Like, of course, going to prison is not a nice experience, and many terrible things can happen to you in prison. But broadly speaking, people in prison are just people. For the most part, you probably go to prison. Your freedom is restricted. Your days are very restricted, but it's fine.
That's an experiment, isn't it? Oh, is there? Do you know what? Is there a sub? Sorry, Hamish, to talk about mainstream tech again, but this is just. Do you reckon there's a subreddit or where that just has like an archive of stuff from people that have smuggled phones and stuff in prison? Because I've seen on occasion people doing TikTok from prison, and they're not supposed to, obviously. But is there a collection of just stuff that people have made from prison that's smuggled out? Because that would be that'd be fascinating to me. I remember seeing some screenshots of I think it was Snapchat or something like that, one of the messaging apps, and this guy is chatting up the girl, and then he sends a selfie, and she goes, "Hang on a minute, are you in prison?" And then he just texts back going, "Shh."
I think something I heard recently is, I think this is in American prisons. D&D is really popular.
Yes. Yeah, no, I've heard about this too.
Escapism, yeah.
Yeah, no, it makes a lot of sense. However, there's rules about what constitutes a gang in prison, and I think it's 4 or more people. So there's been this almost like legal battle. Yeah, 4 or more people counts as a gang if they meet up regularly, which obviously fits within the realm of D&D. So they've had to negotiate how to play D&D. Also, they're very restricted with the amount of materials that they can get into prison. So you've actually had cases where people have been dictating D&D stuff over the phone, and then they're hurriedly writing it down to try and get the piece together these games. And I've
always thought, even during my childhood, I enjoyed prison movies like Cool Hand Luke and stuff like that. Love movies like that. And I had a sort of romantic thing about being. I think to an extent, I wanted to go to prison at some point just to sort of experience it. Because I'm not. I mean, it wouldn't work for me right now because because this is my safe area, and being taken out of that would be, But by the way, I'm never a person who's needed to go outdoors a lot. I think I would be okay in prison. Just reading and having friends around, and the threat of extreme violence is a problem. But I think if you keep your head down, mix with the normal people in prison, and just playing D&D, reading books, I could have a nice time doing that.
Prison in some certain areas has definitely been incredibly romanticized. The one that I think of the most is Porridge, that actually kind of gave me a similar thing. It's like, which is a decent sitcom, one of the British ones that I think is
even
actually
the more recent, more sort of I know I'm going to say Orange is the New Black, which isn't like super realistic, but it's you got your violent people and whatever, and then you just got your people who are just getting on with it.
Yeah. I
mean, I wouldn't want to go to, like, for example, a Russian prison.
No.
Or I wouldn't particularly like go to a British prison, but like Scandinavian prison.
Is the gay sex good in prison, do you reckon? Or is it really bad? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, does it depend on the prison?
I think it's more the worry of it being non-consensual.
Yeah, but maybe I'm being incredibly naive when I say this, but like, if there are like shag gangs, not like, as in like consensual orgies that are organised.
If you're a gay promiscuous man, prison's probably going to be.
But is it like? Is it like? If there is a society where you can get your end away, is that why does there need to be rape? Or is that part of the violence of prison?
I mean, I think some of the people in prison are violent criminals who want to.
It's not really about rape. Is not really about sex. It's a violent act.
Yeah. No, that's I guess fair. I don't know how much rape happens in prison. I have no idea.
It's another one of those things where I don't know to what extent it's because the only really window into prison we have is TV drama, really, and movies.
I used to know someone that went to prison for burglary, and they say there wasn't really much sex in prison at all.
Broadly speaking, I don't mean us personally, but that
was just his. But that was just his experience anyway. It doesn't necessarily count for. He was just in for burglary.
There's an open prison near here, and I have at times worked with my dad there or near there, and like the prisoners will just wander out and go like, "Next time you come, can you bring me a couple of bottles of vodka?"
Incidentally, speaking of somebody that was burglars are one of the most cowardly, terrible criminals. I think they're terrible people. Unless they're robbing some huge mansions or something, but robbing houses in your own estate.
He was done for burglaring a business. Is that still burglary?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah, and that's all right.
Let you off with that one.
Yeah.
But people that break in and steal the telly off somebody and then sell it down the pub.
Working class people who rob from other working class people.
Scum.
Yeah. Because then it's like you've made it so that someone doesn't feel safe at home, and that's kind of unforgivable.
That's the important. Yeah, but I've been burgled, not me personally, but the house I lived in with my family got burgled, and that was it. It's the thought that somebody else has been in and what have you. Anyway, I was going to say something about this film, if that's all right.
Yeah, please do.
And I keep wanting to call it Breakfast in America because that is a song and an album. So, it being a song as well as the title is a bit confusing. But do you know Breakfast in America, Supertramp?
No.
Oh, the song, yes, I do. Yeah.
Might have heard it, but yeah.
Yeah, you probably know if you heard it. It's very famous. Yeah. Anyway, that's not the point. But one thing I thought about it felt. Now, I'm wary. Well, let's find out. I'm just going to say it. It felt in some ways a bit Kevin Smith-ish.
I know you. Yeah, it's
not as zany. There was less zany,
and without the. I think Kevin Smith always wants to be seen as intelligent, and it didn't have that. It didn't have that showiness. It didn't have that overwrought dialogue and that kind of thing.
Yeah. There was the dialogue was snappier in this. Yeah, but I just got it was this. I think it was the sort of disconnected, wandering through feeling. If that makes sense.
It's also a very 90s feeling film, and I think that's part of it. Kevin Smith was very 90s, and this is and it's also another film. I've seen a lot of the good films I've been watching lately. They're very time non-specific. I don't think you see a mobile phone in this. The interior, like it's like a 70s CRT TV that they're watching in the first house.
That. Yeah,
very. It's not. We've like seen a lot of films, 90s, but it's like the cars are modern. Like it's just time non-specific. Yeah.
But we've seen a lot of films like that lately, haven't we?
Yeah.
We've been watching because Chris's new favourite, Psycho Gorman is one of them.
Yeah.
It's got that sort of not quite sure when it's set.
I think there are a bunch of impulses for that. But I think one of them is just getting rid of mobile phones, because mobile phones just dissolve a lot of drama.
Yeah, they just magically fix things.
Yeah.
Or you have to. Well, it's that's the problem that the Star Trek people had a lot of the time. Is a lot of problems could be solved by a communicator or a phaser or a transporter, and it's the number of times that certain things had to break down, or the physics of the area had to change in some way.
The atmosphere is ionized. We can't transport.
All that. It's a bit.
Which I'm fine with. I'm absolutely fine. I like that.
Well, you have to, otherwise, because the thing is as well, it's like how much of today's world just exists in a phone.
Yeah.
Like you could make a film of people just going.
Well, I mean, the job, they never actually go job hunting, but I mean, she's circling jobs in the newspaper. Whereas nowadays it'd be on like whatever.
Would it? I don't know.
Job hunting would look like this.
Yeah. Just scrolling on your phone. Yeah.
Not very cinematic.
You just did that. When you did that little mime with your phone there, Chris,
it
reminded me of a kid I had to stop for the other day. I was driving along. Fortunately, it was like a 20 zone and in parked cars and everything. But there's a kid I could see him walking. I thought I better slow down. He doesn't look he's going to stop. Headphones on, phone in hand, straight just walked right across the road. Didn't speed up or slow down. He just toddled across the road.
Yeah.
Didn't look around.
It's insane. Do you know? Right? I reckon the heat makes this 10 times worse. I was driving into Gloucester the other day, and there was this old geezer. I said, like, late boomer, and he was dressed properly, right? This wasn't a guy that had escaped from somewhere. He was wearing like long jeans, shirt with a collar, that kind of thing. So he was like a properly dressed, and he was just gormed out in the middle of a main street, just going, and there was nothing else about him other than, and I just had to stop and let him get on with it. Like, I don't like beeping at people or stuff like that, especially with buses, because the horns on buses like they just make you shit yourself. Really, that's just like Okay.
That explains it.
To be honest,
I had some people tell me about the being in Chris. There was like a list of reviews for Chris's buses, and there's a shit in his cabin all the time.
The only time I beep the horn really, don't tell anyone, is when they're like, I'm driving around and there's like some kids that go.
Cool. Yeah, you got to do
that. I've beeped my horn in anger now, and I feel I really hate myself for that. I'm not one of them. Shouldn't be one of those people. But well, actually, one time it was just anger. But yesterday, you come. There's like a crossroads with traffic lights just in the main town, and people come out one side and they just cut the corner. They just cut straight across. They just take it as a curve instead of going out around the lines. And I was slowing down for the red light, but this woman just went right across me. I had to brake. I couldn't have. If I hadn't braked sharply, I would hit her. Yeah. And she was just like,
Yeah,
and I was like, I think that's an appropriate. I know it's got a highway.
That's appropriate use of the horn. Yeah, it's like, whoa.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It was a wee bit angry, but it's kind of like also fucking hell.
Yeah, I think
she just didn't seem it. But the thing is, it's one of these people. She was one of these people. They know what they've done wrong, and they don't look round. The horn goes, and they go, "I know I did that, and I'm not even going to acknowledge you."
I mean, I was a shit driver, and I would do things wrong out of like being shit, but like you look around and you apologize. Somebody beeps at you, you go, I'm sorry, like you apologize.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a social contract.
Yeah.
Again, this is with the heat. The only time I remember beeping out of semi-anger, this was also still legitimate, was someone had put so I was driving along a straight road, and the thing is with buses is everyone assumes buses go at 30 miles an hour. Right? Doesn't matter how long or straight the road is. So they reckon, if I just pull straight out in front of a bus, they'll have no problem braking. They're only going 30 miles an hour.
Yeah.
But buses are like, I don't know, with people on 13 tons or whatever. Like, no, you can. The physics in this doesn't exist to stop a 13-ton bus as fast as a car, and you should be pulling out in front of cars, not buses. You shouldn't look at a bus and think of us as an easy target, because it will fuck you. And I had to hit my horn when someone came out of a garage forecourt and just zipped in front of me ridiculously. Also, we get in trouble when we brake too harshly. Like, there's a little computer on the dash and it goes, oh
yeah,
that's going against you. You can't be braking too harshly. You get a few bit of grace, because
I assume in a situation like that, would they would they look at that and go, "Oh, that wasn't your fault," or is it just
there's a point. It's all done on a point system, so we do get a certain amount of grace, but that grace is for legitimate people pulling out at you and
right.
and being and it's a decent amount of grace, but at the same time, you're like, don't use up my fucking points, like
yeah.
You know, it's irritating when the meter on you getting in trouble goes up when it has nothing to do with it's completely out of your hands.
Yeah.
Even though that's what
there's people. Yeah, there's people here. There's a main bus route, the main road, just the street over from where I live. There's like the main road, and that's the main bus route, and it's just a normal 2-lane, both ways traffic. And people get behind the bus and they've got to overtake. Yeah. They can't wait 30 seconds for the bus to stop and bump somebody up and pull away.
Oh man, I've seen
the number of people
that
just drive. And there's one bus stop particular is where just before these traffic lights I was talking about. Actually, this is the first junction near there. You go down the hill, and it's a big curve. And it's blind as hell. You can't. There's no way you can see past the bus there. And there's a bus stop at the top of the hill, and people just go flying past them on the outside. And it's like, what is wrong with people that they've got no patience whatsoever?
No patience. I see that all the time. The other day, again, this was during heatwave time. So because I swear the heat makes this worse. A bus had pulled back to let me go through a narrow space. And a car, without even hesitating, a Bentley no less, just zipped right round, and then it came face to face with me. I was like, and just like, oh, my bad. Like they were in a position where it was immediately exposed what a dumb fucking thing they did. So there was a bit of instant karma there.
Yeah.
But it's like, my God, you drive a Bentley. Those things are not cheap. Like, you seem to have no regard. Like,
I wouldn't want to get scratches and bumps on the car that cost that much.
Yeah, I don't even know how much a Bentley costs.
This was, I think it was probably last summer. It was just outside my window, so I heard it. So I went to have a look. But it was two in just like hatchbacks, two elderly couples, like boomer couple, like respectable looking boomer couples. There was a car parked in the road, and they both wanted to go at the same time, and neither of them would back down. They just come like this. Nose to nose.
Oh, you get that.
Most of the people they got out of their cars, both couples arguing with the other couple, like yelling at each other, and it's like, just one of you just back up. Like, what's happened to people? This didn't used to be a thing.
Well, you get that. Most of the people that give me, you get a few young ones that are a problem, but not as many as you would think. Most of the people that are a problem for me on the road are older people, because they've got that kind of like, it's just what you say. It's not. They just say, "Well, I've got priority here." It's not. They're not thinking about the situation.
Both sides.
It's my right to do this.
It's our right. It's a very American way of thinking about it.
Just
I think of as the default British, where you both be offering, we'll back up. No, we'll back up.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, there's people that will have an accident. They'll go as far as going, well, you shouldn't have been there, and they'll get the insurance, and it's like they'll win the insurance case, but why? Yeah. Why go as far as that? What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Although to fit in with all stereotypes, white van drivers are kind of fucking mental.
Yeah, quite often. They are bad. Yeah.
I noticed a substantial distinction. First of all, it's white van men, right? For some reason, women in vans are actually really quite good at scoping out the road, in my experience. Now, I don't want to be too like stereotypy, but a lot of women that drive white vans will often be like, they'll be like floral businesses or like pet-based businesses.
Yeah, I was going to say pets and florists.
It's like, I don't know, that you tend to think of those people as not being particularly aggressive. Whereas you think of like white van men, you got like, brickies and builders and scaffold.
Delivery men's the worst.
So it's delivery men. They're all
delivery people just pull right in front of you on the opposite side of the road and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got to go there. I've got to go there. You're like, fucking hell.
Part of my practice test route back in Swindon was to drive past, I think it was like an Amazon distribution centre or something, and the vans flew out of there at a speed you couldn't believe. Like it was
What's the amount of
basically
pressure they get put on them?
yeah.
I sort of have some sympathy for people where, I mean, it's your job as well, but where they're driving all day and they must have like so little patience for everything around them. Like I'm not saying it justifies the behavior, but I have a little.
Oh yeah, no. It's, I mean, a lot of it is just like, please slow down. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not even trying to. I mean, the other distinction that I do notice amongst van drivers is freelancers versus like salaried employees. If you're like a salaried employee, like a Severn Trent Water or a Forestry England or something like that, they will drive a lot more sensibly, because they're not getting paid by,
That's another huge part.
Paid by
especially
the hour.
They're paid by how many deliveries they do, so everything is a fucking rush. Whereas, like you're saying, something in the public sector, particularly.
Although, for some reason, I've mentioned this before on Freebooters, scaffolders cannot drive for shit. Like, what is it with scaffolders? Are they? And they're also the ones that like to stop right in the middle of the road without any warning as well. Stop right in the middle,
where they've got to be. They don't pull in slowly. They just go in here.
Yeah. And the vans, the scaffolding trucks, they're wide. They're extra wide. So you've got no grace there as well. And because we got like the thing is the one that we are a bit switched on to this because we know the area so well. But there are arched bridges that vehicles have to go in the centre lane.
Have to go in the middle. Yeah.
Normal car drivers do not know what the situation of priority is for this. They just assume they can do whatever the fuck they want, and even though there are lines and signs and all that kind of stuff, so they're not 100% sure, but they drive like they're sure. They just like fly through. And
do you two share the same sense that this is all something that's changed over the last few decades? Like, and I think it's linked into capitalistic ideas of optimization, but it's also like you've touched on, like everything's immediate. Like the internet is
that's part of it as well. Yeah, but another part of it, particularly in the last 7 or 8 years, is in this country anyway, driving instructors became more in demand. And they're expensive and they're busy and and a lot of people are learning with their parents and friends and stuff, and they're not learning. They're learning mechanics of driving a car. They're not learning how to drive on the road.
Etiquette.
That's a very good point, actually. Yeah, I see a lot more
because that's the kind of things I studied. I watched loads of videos when I was learning to drive. I'd watch loads of videos and I'd see, even if there was a situation that wasn't coming up around here, things like what you're talking about, arched bridge and stuff like that. I knew what to do with them because I'd studied it. And to be fair, my instructor took me all sorts of places that had things like that as well. So
I feel like an old person talking about this, but like just basic human, like I said, like just I'll back up, don't worry about it. That was, and I think a little bit, and these things are all tied together. It's not like a unique phenomenon, but like reality TV and like heightened, seeing people behave like that and thinking that's an okay way to behave. That's how. And again,
if that's how your politicians are. Yeah, as far as if your politicians are behaving like that, you see Trump or Farage or whatever doing, getting away with it and doing what they want, and people are thinking, well, if they're in charge and they're doing whatever the fuck they want, why should I be any different?
I think it does link into like comfortable, content, home-owning middle-class boomers as well, which is Reform's constituency. Like, the sense of entitlement that generation.
Entitlement,
I mean, there is a huge distinction between driving a bus and driving a car. When you're a bus, people do give you a bit of grace. I think, and people are a lot more generous. Reality, when it comes to letting people through, or sometimes I do some naughty cutting in sometimes when I want to get my passengers and jump some queues and stuff like that. Like I won't do it in my car. I won't do it for myself. But when there are people, I've got a bus full of 20 to 30, 40 people. I won't have a problem cutting in a queue in a bit of a cheeky way. It'll be safe, but
I'd be okay with that. It's more people, and you're doing a public service.
Yeah, and people generally are okay with it. So I don't think it's easy to have this conversation where it's all like doom and gloom and everything. There are cases.
I definitely give a lot of leeway to buses. Like talking about that hill with a big bend in it, where people overtake buses. Also, people don't stop to let the buses come in, and it was my friend Ben Madkiller. You've probably seen him around online. He was sitting with me when I still had my L plates, And he said to me, "All right, there's a bus. We can see a bus coming up there. Just stop back here and let the bus in." It's like, "All right, yeah." So now I think about that.
Yeah.
When I'm at one of these junctions where the bus can get, if you give the bus like 2 car lengths extra space, just give them a nice wide space, and then everybody gets through.
Yeah, it makes life a lot easier as well. Yeah, just
make it easier for everybody.
Yeah.
It's the people that only think about themselves, and it's the same with people.
It gets into politics as well. It's the lack of seeing beyond your own context. Like if you do things to let buses through, traffic flows better. Everybody's better off.
This is it.
Like, it's thinking about the system that you are part of, rather than just your own.
Yeah. And it's the people that overtake everything, and then you meet them at the next traffic lights or roundabout or whatever. Anyway, they're not getting anywhere.
Yeah.
They rush around, then brake. They're like pulling out really fast in front of you. They're going up a little bit, then they're braking again because they've had to slow down for the next thing, and then they're pulling away as fast as they can, and they're braking again, and they're behind you, and they're getting like annoyed with you, and it's like, well, no, I'm driving at the speed limit smoothly.
Yeah.
The number of people that don't like you driving at the speed limit, they don't want to be behind somebody that's driving at the speed limit.
Yeah. One thing I've actually noticed,
and again, you see them at the next junction anyway.
Yeah. It's that me and Rosie have an electric car, and there's sort of two things about. One of the things about electric this particular, and I think it's
not
just
a Tesla, is it?
No, heavens, no. It's a Chinese manufacturer.
BYD?
No. It's called Geely. I don't
know.
It's very popular in China. They have made like Volkswagens and stuff, not Volkswagens, Volvos and stuff over here. But this is like their first, like their branded car over here. So, and it's really nice actually. It doesn't take as much electricity as we were sort of budgeting for, which is very nice. But it speeds up super, like, so much faster than a petrol car. Like, it is so easy to pound off the light and just go ching, but so it's easy to do that stop start, like so easy. You don't even have gear changes or shit like that. It is so easy to like go faster than you think because you don't have that gear up system. But
the noise as well, right? Like the lack of
lack of noise.
You're going because
But there is a
my friend when I did my driving test, I put my friend on my insurance for a day to drive the car back, so I wasn't like either all upset or all hyper either way, And he drove it, and he was surprised because it's a hybrid I've got, but it's a self-charging hybrid.
So you
don't have to plug it in or anything. And he was like completely surprised. Didn't think the engine was on at first because it doesn't put the power in the petrol engine unless it has to. And then when he found that as well, it was like accelerating. It was like, oh gosh, really nippy. He said, it was his word for it, nippy. And I was like, yeah.
But the thing that saves us with the car is it's got a very good cruise control, excellent cruise control.
I want to learn how to use that because obviously I'm going to drive to Scotland, so.
Yeah, and it's
to learn how it works.
Motorways and dual carriageways and stuff are excellent for it because there's a lot of nowadays. There's a lot of 50 mile an hours or variable speed limits, so you can just put in the speed limit, and then you'll never get done for. Because again, with electric cars, and other cars as well, it's so easy to jump above that 50 without thinking about it. Your mind drifts and and before you know it, you're going 60. And
especially when you've been on a faster road for a very long time, and then it doesn't feel as fast, like you don't feel as the speed.
But whatever the fluid in your ears is moving or whatever.
But this is, and I worry that this is gonna. I hope this doesn't make me like a lazy driver or anything. But this cruise control also has you have a setting to leave a certain whatever space you want to the car in front.
Yeah, mine's got adaptive cruise control.
That's the one. Yeah.
Mine's has got that. Yeah.
So
you leave it keeps the gap. You can tell it what kind of gap you want, and it'll maintain it and stuff. Yeah, mine does little things like that. If you drive, it's meant for lane control on multi-lane traffic, multi-lane thing. But if say I'm overtaking a car at the side of the road on a normal road with good markings, you drive, just as you're doing the overtake, you can feel the wheel start to pull you back in. Because it thinks, you've drifted out your lane. And it stops me as well. It puts the brakes on and stuff as well. And the alerts on it are scary. But it's good though because it's when like I was reversing and there was a little kid ran right across just as I was looking the other way, and I mean I was barely moving anyway. I was but the car just went wah, the car went mental because it was like something there. Like, right, okay, what?
Oh yeah, and I'll tell you, okay, so our car has like sort of that kind of stuff as well, which is great because there's a lot of kids that play out on the street on our neighbourhood, so anything that keeps us abreast of them is good. But the one that my dad's, I showed this to my dad, it fucking blew his mind, right? Is that the cars these days, they have cameras all around them and everything like that. So when you're reversing or parking or traveling at slow speed, you can set a bird's eye view mode, a top down like GTA 2.
Oh, I say, newer cars have got that, because you've got the all round cameras, So I've only got a reversing camera. That's all I've got in mine.
Oh, so you can reverse into a parking space from top down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
It is amazing.
Terrible parking. I was fucking awful.
Oh, parking is just, it's an app. Now, this is a bigger car than we like. It's a family car, but it was the only one that we could get in our price range because I don't know how production of cars works, but the smaller version, the compact hatchback, is like the most popular car in China, or one of the most popular cars in China, and that's the one I really want. It's like what we've got, but just smaller, more sensible size. Ours is just, that's the big drawback for our car, because I hate big cars. Why are cars so big these days? They just take up all the fucking space.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's another thing that annoys me on the road is you see them all the time. Not so much now because it's summer holidays, but you see them at the school. You see these one woman in a car with one child taking them to the school. And I mean, this is not a large area. The catchment area for the school is like 10 streets away at the most,
Well, this has come up on
and they just park these fucking huge 4x4s that they can, and they can't. They're uncomfortable. You can see that they're uncomfortable trying to maneuver. They're uncomfortable parking it.
What happened to walking to school or biking to school and fucking school buses?
Yeah.
Like, what happened?
Well, actually,
pedos are out to get your kids.
Yeah.
Oh no, the kids will kick the ass of the pedos on my bus. It's. I take a lot of kids to school. Probably about 70 to 80 on a school run, which is fucking loads. And it's quite good because they all got passes. So it's just beep on. You don't have to worry about fucking changing.
Because in my day, it was It was a school bus. It was. It was a special. Yeah, that's. I assume that is that a thing.
I think they might.
I had that for high school because our high school shut down and we had to go to the next town quite a ways. It wasn't walkable. So we got that. We got a contract to. I think it was.
But before that, I biked to school. Like from as young as I remember, like 7, I was biking to school.
I walked.
Yeah, when I was in primary school, but you got a bus pass. You just got the normal local bus, but there was loads of buses as well. That was but it's capitalism, deregulation,
but also,
all that shit.
The one that gets me right, okay, like because this is a rural area, so under some circumstances, let's say there's some. Why does it have to be like right outside the school where the traffic is just? Why can't you just park?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You see like half a dozen of these 4x4s, one person in them, one kid gets out of it.
Park half a mile away, let the kid walk the rest of the way. It's a bit healthier, might have a chat with some of his friends, or her, and you don't get fucking stuck in the hell traffic. Like, this is only everyone benefits from this. Only everyone benefits.
But there's your problem, though. Everyone benefits. It's just what Drew was saying earlier. Yeah. The person's just thinking about them and their convenience and nothing else.
But in a very blinkered, short-sighted way, because everybody includes you.
Exactly. Yeah, it's the same with. I mean, I've not experienced much of this yet, thankfully, but merge and turn is a big problem in some of the cities. Where something says like the lane's closing 300 yards ahead, so everybody just starts queuing in one lane.
Oh, that's hilariously done.
And then they're queued over the top over a roundabout, and everybody can't get round the other exits, and you're like. And you go down, and anybody that drives, down the lane, they're like, "Oh, fucking no," as if you're jumping the queue. And it's like, no, you're meant to fill both the lanes. You're not meant to. If they wanted you to turn in here, they put the cones up here. But people think it's like some sort of queue jumping or something. No, it's meant to keep the traffic out of the way of the. It's just god.
And it's. I think some of it is down to laziness. It's like, well, I'm in my lane. I don't have to do anything now. I just follow the car in front.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, now I'll just keep driving. I don't need to worry about merging with anybody. But it's like so
I mean, the answer is far more public transport. Like to all of these, far more fucking.
Honestly, now, like being like also starting in England, starting the beginning of next year, it's going to be £2 for a single on buses. That's such a fucking great thing to do. Like
you know where they got the idea, don't you?
Scotland, isn't it?
Scotland.
Yeah, the Green Party in Scotland arranged it.
Yeah. I mean, I would
it should be free, but it's. I think it'll make. I think it'll make a significant difference, right?
It will make a significant.
Yeah,
I mean,
people will use it.
It should at least come down to £1. We can afford that.
Having said that, elderly people, the boomers, as you say, have got bus passes, and most of them don't use them. Well, not most of them. That's not fair, but a lot of people.
Unfortunately, she died not long after, but she was so excited when she got a bus pass.
Yeah,
and she went on so many days out, and that's how it should be.
Well, that surprised me about that. Mum and Dad didn't use that more, but they would just drive. They would just drive instead.
Yeah, we get.
But like you're saying, it's deregulation. It's like, I mean, here. Like when we first moved here, just before deregulation, there was a bus every hour to town. This is a kind of a remote village. Like there's a bus every hour to town. Now it's and now it's like I think it's every 2 or 3 hours, and they stop at like 7 p.m. It's
that's the problem here. Is that the buses were similar thing. There was buses. They've become slightly less regular only recently because people fight for it when it does. They do try and cut them, but the problem is that after a certain time they do stop.
It's not, and it's too early. It's
too early, 7 o'clock. So if you want to go, if I wanted to go into the next town over, I'd get the bus in to go and do something. But then, unless if it was anything out with shopping time, if it was
and also when the buses are 2 hour apart, like you're potentially waiting. I can't do the maths, but like way longer than 2 hours. Not necessarily, you know what I mean? The way they line up and stuff, they don't line up well either.
Yeah, there's all of that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I'm lucky enough that it's. Or people.
You never have to wait for a bus.
Well, I never have to wait for a bus. I'm driving it. But luckily enough, the ones that go into Gloucester are still pretty regular. But we do buses that go right out to the back and beyond, and they're like.
Is your route between Gloucester and where you live?
Yeah, Colford and Gloucester is usually like 9 out of 10 routes is going to be there. Sometimes I go Gloucester to Hereford. That's a nice route. Sometimes I'll do like Monmouth, Ross-on-Wye. I go to Ross-on-Wye. So that whole sort of.
That's what I was wondering, if it was sort of Monmouth, Gloucester if that was your main.
Yeah, that's sort of my beat. Yeah. So, obviously it changes every day, but. Yeah, and it's not too some of the more rural bits, it is tricky because it's like there will be buses that are like just 3 times for a whole day, but they will be super rural, and it will, the council do have to subsidise it, so it is a case of like it'd be nicer if more people use them, but at the same time, if they only go 3 times a day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like they'll use that as an excuse for limiting it even further.
Yeah, say, not enough people use it. Yeah.
And it's fundamentally something that can't be run for profit. If you want it to be good, it can't be run for profit.
But also, interestingly enough, during August, kids ride for free. So that's been an interesting experience for me. Because
a lot more kids just going out and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot of kids, but also they just will just go on it to hop up the hill. Like they'll get on it, and it's like now I don't know.
Yeah, it's not costing.
Now that's fine. Like in practice, that's fine, right? Like it's just they're allowed to do that. Whatever. But it is just more people to pick up and drop off. Like if you charged them £1. Basically, the sort of almost the reform side of me, the reform voter inside of me, is like, you know what? Because it's free, they don't. For some reason, don't get pissed off when old people do it, because I guess they're old, right? Like, they're saving their joints, whatever. But the kids, they have little push scooters or whatever, like they. I mean,
I think that's being aware that we live in a society. Like I don't know. I do feel like that's changed. Like, back in the day, I'd be like, yeah, I could take the bus up the hill, but like, I've got to make the bus stop. Thinking about other fucking people. Like, why create an inconvenience when I've got to fucking?
Oh no! Usually they get on when the bus has already stopped, so they're not.
Well, yeah, that's okay.
To be honest, it's a zero problem. What's happening is that I'm hearing all the other bus drivers who are fucking boomers moan about it. Because of kids these days. And then it's sort of rubbed off on me. But in reality, it's fine. But there is a part of me that's like, because it's free, Like, definitely, there are a lot of kids that use it to go on trips that they wouldn't otherwise go to, and that is excellent.
Yeah,
that's
that's
like
great,
it has generally been seen as a successful like scheme, and that's great. And it'd be nice if they did something along Christmas or just made the fucking buses free.
I would love that as a kid.
Yeah. So some kids get some real enjoyment out of it, and happy to help them on that side of things. But like, it does make me wonder. It's like, well, look, what if the bus for like 50p or £1 for a single? Right, so it's like an arbitrary small amount, but like it does make you think about it. Like it makes you because even
I'd rather have people being educated as that they live in a society and things you do can inconvenience others than do that.
But also there gets to a point where if the fare becomes so small, is it worth then maintaining all of the machines to take payment? Because it's just going to cost more to maintain the machines and everything. Like the machines that we have, they're actually quite advanced. They're GPSs. They use. Do you know they use WLANs? No, WANs. That's it. Wide area networks, which is like something that I learned about at school and never sort of learned to came into contact with outside of school because it's a weirdly specialized way of doing a network. But they use this.
I worked with stuff like that where we had WAN and LAN.
Yeah, and
you'd have WAN stuff for internal. You have intranet and internet.
Yeah. It's like it's like an intranet with all.
But
the
these days, people think privacy doesn't matter, and they just shove everything on the internet.
It'll probably
on
go
the cloud.
Yeah, the new machines when we get them will probably be just internet. Maybe, I don't know. We'll have to see. But
now there are a few bus scenes in the movie Dinner in America.
Yes, I forgot what to do.
How realistic were the bus scenes, 1 to 10?
I'm trying to think what they were like.
I don't.
Yeah.
I mean,
I did like the one where he's on the bus alone, and then the little old lady comes and sits next to him, and he's
and he's like,
like again, he's not particularly antagonistic towards her, like he's just
it's just like, why?
Starts eating a peppermint or a butterscotch or whatever, and like looking all content. I was like, I love both of these characters. Lovely.
I don't see that happen very often in a bus where someone's sitting and then in an empty bus and then someone else comes down and sits.
I've had that when I was using public both trains and buses, but I think it's more. There's a very American thing, and also I think like a London thing of like it's a breach of etiquette to talk to somebody on public transport. Whereas around here, at least when I was on public transport,
we chat people chat on the bus. Yeah.
Like if somebody looks open, you would go and sit next to them, even if it's empty, to have a chat. Like you want to chat on the bus.
Yeah,
like,
the downstairs front is there's always people talking, whether it's like parents with kids or sometimes tourists or like old people. Sometimes I swear some old people just get on the bus just for chats, which is fine. Again,
I find that New York, London attitude of it's breach of etiquette to talk to another human being, that is disgusting to me. If you clearly, I think you should be able to, if you don't want, like some people find that uncomfortable or don't want it or whatever, that's fine. You can communicate that with your body language. But broadly speaking, like just the desire to pretend other human beings in your life don't exist is a disgusting impulse.
When I get the bus for like work reasons or whatever, I will go up on the top floor somewhere like discreet and just stick your headphones in.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine as well. Like if you're tired, if you're not in the mood. Well, I'm not saying everybody at all times. Yeah, but also
I have a specific special good reason, which is I go there deliberately so that the bus driver might who'd be a colleague of mine doesn't know that I'm looking and judging. Like they don't feel like they've got someone looking over their shoulder. Because that always bugs me a little bit. If they sit like somewhere near the driver or whatever. I don't know.
Double-decker buses used to have like a little sort of reverse periscope going up to the top deck because we always used to like when
cameras, it's cameras,
you cover that up with a folder or something or a backpack over there. But, you can get away with whatever. Is it cameras?
It's cameras, yeah.
It's cameras now, yeah.
I think some of them might still have the mirrors, but they've been like knocked out of place and stuff now that, that people just use the cameras. It's fine. But. To be honest, it is nice to like when you're driving along to like hear people just getting on and chatting and
being human beings with each other.
Yeah, it does. It does genuinely feel like I'm in the
that big city thing of like I want to pretend nobody else around me is a human being. I find that repulsive, like genuinely repulsive.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It is. It is a little bit like round here, like a lot of kids play in the road, and I've got to like fight the impulse to be annoyed because it's like, kids should play in the street. They should be talking to each other and all that kind of stuff. And they're well behaved. They're fine. They're not bad. They're great kids. But it's like there is that part of me that's like, but can't they just go inside and play Call of Duty all day? And then
we all have that,
it's just like
selfish impulse. But like, you've got to learn to mollify it.
Yeah. Like
anyway, dinner in America.
Yeah. Oh, hang on a minute. I've got another bus story.
Oh God, fine. All right, you've got 30 seconds.
Okay, I've got a new hobby as a result of handling money all day, right? So similar to Danny, friend of the show, I have a bank or a float. Not every driver has, but I do like to give change because it's just, I don't know, a nice thing to do and it doesn't take that much effort. But so sometimes I will get given I've come to started collecting like novelty coins that have been printed, so I'll replace them with a normal £2 coin.
So you're embezzling.
Well, no, I'm not embezzling. They count the money. The money goes in at the end.
Customers give you the money, you keep it. Is what I'm.
No, I don't keep the money. I keep the coin. So, basically, I've got a collection of all these like novelty. Usually, it's £2 coins. Right, I don't know if you can see that there. Like that's 1807.
Abolition of slavery.
That's the one.
What's it commemorating?
The abolition of slavery.
Yeah, the abolition of slavery.
Oh, okay.
It's like a chain being broken.
Yeah. Do you know? Can you identify this one? This is a 50p.
Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes. Yeah.
I always commemorate.
Well, the abolition of slavery isn't real either. But
What about?
On paper.
Do you get that one? Do you know?
Turn it around its y-axis a bit,
like that.
No, the other dimension. Yeah. Oh, that didn't help. Never mind. I can't.
That's too shiny. I can't really see it.
That's too shiny. That's Paddington Bear.
Oh, for fuck off!
Fuck it. Yeah, I was about to say fuck Paddington.
First of all, there are so many interesting things we can commemorate. It's always fucking. It's always like.
Always middle class shite.
Stevenson's fucking industrial, whatever. But that's on fucking everything. But then fictional fucking characters don't count. You can't commemorate a fictional fucking character.
Okay.
Paddington the
what about this one then? Was this okay?
Magna Carta.
No. Can you?
See, that'd be a cool one, Magna Carta, but they won't do that.
There we go.
Peace, prosperity, and friendship with all minions. Nations. Oh, UN?
January 2000, 2020.
This is the Brexit 50p. Okay, here's one that might not. Okay.
Oh, jeez, oh.
Darwin.
Yeah.
The thing is, that's the thing we've got Stevenson, Darwin, and Shakespeare. That's always fucking. Brunel, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Brunel.
Industrial Revolution, great.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, the train. Is that a train? It's very shiny.
London Underground? I don't know. It looks a bit like a train.
I'm trying to focus my eyes.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute. Right.
Oh my God, you're so bright now. You're like Oblivion. No, I can't. It looks either a bridge or a train.
There we go.
Oh, there we go. Brunel again.
Brunel again, yeah.
Brunel. A different Brunel.
It looks more like a train carriage coming towards you originally.
Yeah, the genius idea of going, what if we made a bridge out of iron?
Was that you?
No. Yeah, some kids.
What is this one? Oh, World War One.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, we should celebrate that.
Yeah.
Well,
it's always because we learned so much from it that we didn't.
We enjoyed it so much. We did a World War Two. I don't know what this one is.
Oh, Hamish should object to calling it World War One.
It's the First World War. Is that what you're going to say?
Well, no, because
it's just World War. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, can we?
But it's the Great War. See?
Yeah.
No, I don't know this one.
Buddhism.
Game of Thrones.
It looks like some crooks, scepters.
A poorly made fence.
Yeah, let's go with that one. Commemorating No, I don't think it's
It
religion.
did look religious. Yeah, it looks like shepherd's crooks and
Yeah.
something else.
Latin on the side. No, wait.
What was the Latin side?
No, wait. The 5th of November.
Oh,
Oh, it's remember. It's anti-Catholic. Remember your fucking place.
yeah.
But that's what the Guy Fawkes night is like. The you know, it's the upper classes reminding the lower classes of their place.
The
Yeah.
Look
4th.
what happens when you try to fight back.
And stamping
then-
on Catholics.
But that's the
I thought for a
4th.
moment I thought it was going to be the 5th International.
Oh, hang on a minute. I've dropped one. Okay, right.
It's right,
And
you'll
then-
steal another.
And then there's this. I think this is the last one.
Hang on, tilt it.
Not
Is that
focusing.
Babbage?
Right.
Oh, music. Is that music? Or was that Babbage?
I can't. It's not quite. Is it Lord of the Rings?
There you go.
Oh, it's
Benjamin Britten. Yeah. It was like it was focusing a few millimeters beyond that bit, and you couldn't see it at all. And then it
Yeah.
suddenly came out.
Yeah, why is it always boring things we fucking commemorate?
What would you commemorate? What would you put on a coin?
I mean, the Magna Carta is a pretty fucking big deal.
Yeah.
So that. What else have we done that's not?
Battle of
shit?
Hastings, 1066.
No, it's not really. It's not. It's
Oh,
nothing
the Battle,
really. is
Battle of Bannockburn 1314 is the better one. And we do have that sort of stuff in our money in Scotland. The Declaration of Arbroath. Do you know about the Declaration of Arbroath?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, like the diggers, celebrate the diggers, or the levelers, or things that have actually had social and significance for most people, rather than
What about the
fucking
Chartists?
industrial revolution. Yeah, anything interesting and progressive is cool, and like because why like it's like we've sort of ossified our cult. Like why is it's Shakespeare? It's what's his name who wrote Oliver Twist and that. What's his name?
Dickens.
Like shit like that. Like we have more. We have had more. We've not had a wealth of creative people in Britain compared to the rest of Europe. But Oscar Wilde.
There's more than just those couple. Yeah.
I mean, he's Irish, but yeah. I'm struggling to think about this. But
Yeah, but we must have had some good ones. Like, well, we've got technologists, haven't we? That's more our thing. Like,
Peter Molyneux on a coin.
Yeah.
What about Ada Lovelace or?
Ada
Lovelace.
Ada Lovelace is on some of the money, isn't she?
She better
One of the
be.
notes.
They've
Good.
caught up with that one.
What's the guy, the Enigma guy? Or the Enigma people?
Not be Turing. Yeah, that would be a slap in the face after chemically castrating him and stuff. Like that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, isn't he on something?
Well, they forgave him like 70 years later, didn't they?
Yeah.
As if he'd done
After he's
anything
dead.
wrong in the first place.
I mean, Hawking.
Tim Berners-Lee, Stephen Hawking.
Yeah.
Tim Berners-Lee.
Yeah, Tim Berners-Lee would be a good one. So we got.
I think
a few.
stamps have covered a lot of this
Yeah,
because they change more often.
yeah.
Also, honestly, I'd rather I mean, it's propaganda. It's mild propaganda, but it's propaganda.
Mhm.
I'd rather just have like a standard design for the coin. I'm not really big on these. Like, let's have different versions of everything.
What about birds? Wing would like that, wouldn't he? He voted on the bird Euros.
EU notes had birds as one of the options.
Yeah, birds are nice or animals.
I heard emu, like Rod Holland emu on a coin. I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
No, one of the notes.
Yeah.
Place of the king.
Yeah. What about what's the guy with the green bird puppet? Orwell. Orville, that's it. Yeah. Put him on a coin.
Keith Harris.
Harris.
Yeah.
Oh, unbearable, even as a child.
I know, it was terrible. What about Jimmy Savile?
Or Bernie Winters with his
Jimmy Savile, yeah.
Jimmy Savile. Well, Jimmy Savile would be quite apt on a Prince Charles one because he's got Jimmy. They're best friends, isn't he? just like together on
It was the other high status Peter. Oh, Gary Glitter. Should have Gary Glitter.
Yeah. Well, a lot of them weren't like like Rolf Harris. Well, he is Australian, but also, but he was
and worked it.
Yeah. So. Yeah, although
I think it should just be the worst people: Yorkshire Ripper,
Jim Davidson,
Margaret Thatcher. She's on that old 50p though, isn't she? A hand on the celebrating the EU one. You know the 50p with the hands?
Oh right, yeah.
It's one of the hands Margaret Thatcher's hand.
Yeah, it was all the leaders' hands. Yeah,
It wasn't a head on a spike.
Yeah. Where do we stand on Mr. Whippy, considering that Margaret Thatcher invented Mr. Whippy?
She didn't really, though. She was just part of it.
I didn't know this. What's this?
Margaret
Mr. Whippy
Thatcher,
ice cream, it's like a micro... It's like ice cream, but it's micro...
because she was a chemist. Was a part of
Yeah, she worked there when it was done, yes.
I've not had it for a very long time, but Mr. Whippy, it's not ice cream, but it's a pleasant feeling and tasting thing. I always enjoyed it. Yeah.
Oh, so there we go. Margaret Thatcher did bring some light into your life.
Well, no, but she didn't. It's like they say Margaret Thatcher, milk snatcher, and that's not true. That everything that was done with that was done before she came to power. Yeah, she just happened to be in power at the time. It is, yeah. It's like Kid Starver.
She stole our milk. Yeah, I love that she stole that. And that milk, you remember the milk? I assume you remember the milk. I remember. Fuck it, I don't know what it was.
It was always awful, and it was always just left lying out. In the summer and stuff.
It didn't taste like, because I've had my nan always had UHT milk, which has a weird taste. But this was it was the oddest tasting fluid I've ever drunk.
Yeah, it was horrible.
So I mean, as a vegan, that was a win for us from Margaret Thatcher. Thank you, Maggie. I mean, the thing is as well with you, why have UHT milk when oat milk exists now? Like, oat milk is so much nicer than UHT milk.
I've never had oat milk.
Oh, it's normal now. So. Like, you probably don't realise this, Drew, but it's. No,
I realised at a certain point in my life that you just don't need to consume milk.
You don't. No. I didn't realise I was
cheese. I like cheese. I like cheese.
No, cheese, absolutely, yeah. But milk, like liquid milk, there's not.
As a drink, just as a drink. Nah.
As an adult, you don't really drink a glass of milk. Like sometimes I would drink, as a younger person,
Hey, Mr. T.
Let's just get him in the plate. It's drugged. But and I used to enjoy a bowl of cereal, but when you realise cereal is just puffy sugar for the most part, there are better things to eat. Just don't consume liquid milk. I mean, it's in things. I know it's an ingredient of things, but they use oat milk for that or whatever.
Yeah, oat milk is nicer on cereal. And I mean, to be fair, there are boring cereals like bran flakes and stuff that aren't puffs of sugar.
No, so I like the boring. I like bran flakes.
What I eat if I do.
I like all-fan. I like shredded wheat. I like the boring cereal.
Bran flakes is the one I do have if I occasionally have to.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, bran flakes and oat milk is nice. And oat milk
old man things.
Yeah. Oh God, we are quite old. But then I'm nearly 40. Do you know? I'm nearly 40. Do you know? Right. Someone came on. Someone came onto my bus the other day, and I go, I swear you bus drivers are just getting younger and younger. And I was like, that's very kind, sir, but I'm nearly 40. He goes, you don't
look 40. You look.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
He said, you don't look a day over 25.
Well, that's going too far. He's clearly trying to sleep with you, but. Mid-30s, early to mid-30s, I would say.
Well, I mean, what am I, 38? So that's basically mid-30s. No, is it? No, it's not mid-30s.
You look younger than 38. You do look younger than 38.
I feel younger than 30. I don't know, do I feel about 38? I feel about 35, maybe.
I mean, psychologically, I still feel like 80. I don't think you change. I mean, you change as a person, but fundamentally, you don't change from 18. It's always shock when I look in the mirror. It's shocking. It's like, oh fuck, I'm old. It never.
Yeah.
You don't feel. You never feel old. You feel old physically, but you never feel.
You feel your aches and pains and stuff, but you never. Yeah. You don't think of yourself as.
No.
Everyone's just getting younger.
It's like in my head, my sister's 15. I think she'll always be 15. And she mentions she's in her fucking 40s. I'm like, that's absurd.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Stop it. Well, it's like the other day I saw a woman. Me and Dad were out getting our breakfast as we do it. And I saw a woman and I thought, I know her from somewhere. And it took me a minute to realise that I didn't actually know her directly, but I knew her parents, and the last time I'd seen her she was like a teenager, and now this woman, she had kids with her and she was in her 30s, and I was like, no, that's just stop getting off.
She was a toddler, I glanced away, and now she's in the 20s. It's like
what happened?
What's weirder is that my sister, I feel again very similar. You grow up playing in the garden and everything, like Psycho Gorman, right? We very much played those Psycho Gorman kind of games. She works for a charity helping struggling parents who are struggling to look after their kids. Cool. Not it's negligent, but not just
not abuse.
Not abuse. Yeah. I'm sure she comes across cases of abuse and stuff like that, but she's just like, child welfare and stuff. She's like the softer end of the child welfare schemes, like checks in, make sure that they're paying their bills, all that kind of thing nicely, and making sure the kids got a stable home type stuff. And it's like, hang on a minute, we were just playing crazy ball in the garden. Like,
you're doing like proper adult stuff, like as a 15-year-old. What's that?
Like because the thing is, okay, admittedly, a bus driver is a proper adult job. We take, we've got welfare of people and all that. But also, it's the thing that you do when you're playing at school, right? Like it's just
yeah. Like it's the what am I going to be when I grow up? I can't think of anything. Bus driver is cool.
Bus driver, yeah. No, I honestly,
I was astronaut or bus driver, whichever.
Whatever comes along. I got see. The thing is, I got to be honest. Like, it's worth if people are at a crossroads in their life, like, have a think about being a bus driver, because there's always work for you. They're hiring very regularly because people are always
they're always advertising for it.
Yeah. The pay's not bad. The union is decent. The benefits are pretty good. I work 4 days a week most weeks, but I get paid for 40 hours. There's plenty of options for overtime. People are nice. You embezzle to supplement your income.
Yeah.
They don't bother about that. You just take the money.
Well, so I don't. I'm claiming innocence.
Drugs as well. If you're a drug dealer, it's ideal because the kids coming on and.
Yeah, for sure.
Chris is like, should I disavow that? Should I go with the joke or should I just...
don't get me wrong. It's like, it is a hard day's work kind of thing. Like, it's not a gimme. It's not easy money, but at the same time,
I would imagine satisfying.
Yeah,
you feel like you've done something of worth rather than pushing papers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's some of the jobs I've had over the years, I think, this is so destroying. Why am I bothering with this?
What am I accomplishing?
You're not accomplishing anything. Yeah. Whereas, when I did computery type stuff, it was okay because I knew enough about things to know that everything that was happening, I understood it all.
Yeah.
And even though the actual company was worthless as well, because most of them are, but my job in and of itself, of helping to network things and everything, that was fine. I enjoyed that.
Yeah,
I do think how you feel after work, because some jobs are just physically more taxing than others. But what dictates how good you feel after work is in large part like, have I done something of worth? Have I done something of worth? Have I created something or enabled something, as whereas if you work in an office, and this is why they have all that fucking language and stuff, they have to convince themselves that what they are doing is worthwhile when it's not. Not all office work, of course, but 90%. Whereas if you do something like when I worked, the most fulfilling work is like when I worked on building sites, farms, stuff like that.
Probably the most fulfilling job I had. It was probably also the lowest paid one. Was when I worked for a bingo company.
Yeah.
Because you're just meeting people. You're not really doing society much good, but gamblers.
It is.
But the actual meeting all the old folks and just chatting. Because that's what you were doing, chatting to people all day, really.
Not everybody does, but I felt quite fulfilled just working in a petrol station. Just like
I thought you were going to say that.
You put you're doing compared because I have now and then done like officey work and just collect. Somebody gives you spreadsheets, you collect the spreadsheets, give them to somebody else. Nobody's at any point is actually looking at the spreadsheets or doing anything with them. It's just collation for the sake of collation, and it was soul destroying.
I think I mentioned that to you recently when I worked for. The company where I did do, networking and everything, we had one bit. We had a department for dealing with all the stats and everything, but for some reason, this one stats job got dumped on us, and I just solved it by not fucking doing it.
Yeah.
That's right. Here's all the stats from everything. Yeah. No, I haven't processed that. Why? There's the stats department. I'm a technical person.
When I was making websites in the early days of making websites, early dynamic websites, and it was for big companies, and every company was like, "Are you collecting email addresses?" And I was like, "For fuck's sake!" So you set that up, just a field where somebody can put in their email address. It goes into a database that nobody ever looks at back then. Now they use it, but back then, so there came a point where I was just like, "You're collecting the email address?" Yep.
Yeah, but also the one thing I will say when it comes to bus driving, for anyone who might ever possibly think about it, because it's just worthy of consideration.
It's a great life on the buses.
Yeah. We got to do on the buses for like Space Virgins at some point.
The film's quite silly. There's the On the Buses movie. Where they go on holiday.
They pay for your training. Oh, actually, you get paid for the training, which is nice. And the commuting to the training I got paid for as well, which is nice. But you have to sign like what's called a bond, where you have to promise to work there for 2 years. Otherwise, you pay back a proportion of the training according to how long you've been there. But 2 years is really not that bad for like it's made me a better driver.
They're putting a lot into you.
Yeah, like it's weird. I don't like thinking that I'm grateful to a company because that feels a little bit like I don't know.
It is a company that's providing a public service. It's not ideal, but it's
providing a public service and it's actually treating its workers okay. Like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
there are things that could definitely do.
You're not working for Raytheon. You've got to earn a living.
Yeah, it's honestly around this area. It's the best you're going to get, in my opinion. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And I'm, like, very grateful to be in the position I am. But sorry, I don't know why I'm tangenting onto buses. But like,
it's interesting.
But it's kind of again made me feel a bit young because I've kind of just changed the direction of my life in a way that because there are people that have sort of like not that long out of school and they've gone on the buses and they're kind of they're getting on with it.
People don't. I think many people think like I want to change careers, but people don't think about. They always think about like how can I get into management? How can I get higher up in the?
They don't think about a complete change.
Yeah, just like a bus driver. Just something actually fucking useful to society.
Yeah. I mean, our managers do a lot more work, and they don't get paid proportionally higher than us. Like they get paid more, but it's like I don't know if I'd want to do that with all the extra stress that comes with it because there's a lot of. That's the thing. Like as a bus driver, the company actually do go to substantial lengths to not make you stressed because if you're more stressed, you're more dangerous. So that stress will fall on your boss's shoulders a lot of that. Similar to journalism, like your mistakes will often fall on the shoulders of your editor because it's their job to send the paper out appropriately. And so I don't know if I ever want to be the person that has that on their shoulders. That's a lot to have on your shoulders. And the money, I don't think, is worth it. Also, you could go into engineering as well. There's also, there's great, opportunities to, upward diagonally get promoted. Like, you can go into engineering, where they do, apprenticeships and courses. And the pay is really quite good there. Like, we're talking £25 an hour good. But I think I would find that boring. Because you are just fixing up buses all day. Some people do that.
So I think I personally would find that more interesting.
Yeah. Some people go into engineering side of things because they don't want to deal with the public, and they love it. They love the idea that they're just closed away in their.
I just think fixing things is just inherently satisfying.
Yeah, it's a lot of fitting. It's a lot of maintaining. Yeah, it's. I mean, I don't think it's for me, but. But I know some people that have decided. Some people are what you call it, pre-retired. Like they're taking on. So they go into refueling or something as in the later stages of their career. They get extra money. The refuelers get paid more than we do. But it's an easier job and it's regular hours as well. That's also another reason a lot of people go into. There's also traffic control where they manage the buses on a second by second basis, which looks exciting.
That sounds stressful,
but it's so stressful.
I'd be like playing mini Metro. I fucking hate it.
Yeah. So when there's a road closure of such and such a place, and you've got to work out how to send all the buses and round it and stuff. Yeah.
The jobs I would look into that fit my history and skills the best, I think, would be the media side of things, and maybe lobbying local councils to get bus contracts. That I think would be my.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. But or union stuff. The union stuff actually looks really good. But I don't know if I'm the right personality for union stuff. Because the union guys, they're like fire. Do you know what I mean? And they're quite
I mean, there must be roles that are confrontational, basically. But there must be roles that are less demand less confrontationalness.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe I could learn it. Maybe I could grow into it.
My brain gave up on that one.
Yeah. But I do like the idea of being, because the union folks get some pretty good deals as well. But yeah, I don't know if I've got the the confrontational character for a lot of it. But maybe I've got the temperament of diplomacy or something. Maybe that might be worthwhile.
Well, no, but yeah, that's what I would say. Yeah, in a union where it's you send in the heavies to be threatening, and then you send in you're the actual negotiator.
The good cop. Yeah. Maybe.
The good cop. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I like the idea of, because the thing is, our union's not as strong as it used to be. It's stronger than it is in the vast majority of professions. They are involved with pay talks and things like that on a year by year basis, which is excellent. But also, what union is as strong as it was back in the 70s? It's. But I'd like the idea of trying to improve the union strength.
Did we talk about that film?
Dining in America.
No. I meant talking about unions. There's a film that somebody recommended to me on the Fediverse. It's a few years old now, but it's.
I know the one you mean. It's called my rate. Oh.
What the hell is it called? Still the Enemy Within. I watched it a few weeks ago. God, it made me angry. It was all about basically how the unions were destroyed in this country. It's centered around the coal union, the coal strikes and stuff, which I wasn't part of. My family were part of.
Yeah. Do we need to think? Is it Hamish's turn for a film pick?
Well, before that, I haven't heard whether Hamish liked Dinner in America.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Do we need to give scores? I haven't given scores on this.
Yeah, scores as well.
I find it. To put this, if I wasn't watching it for a reason, I might have turned off early on.
I thought you would find the beginning where he's throwing around homophobic slurs and.
It's not so much. I think that it was the.
And it was very antisocial.
Yeah, it just came. I think it's that he didn't get the blowjob that annoyed me most.
That bothers me a little bit. Yeah.
Also,
it annoys me actually. Yeah.
The woman that played the mother, who was in stuff in the 80s and 90s, she's still hot. What's her name? Leah Thompson. Leah Thompson. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, she's still really hot.
I like you just mentioned the bit where the kid with the Prince Valiant haircut goes, "What's wrong with your hair?" I think that was my first forth.
It was. I think it was a lot of it. I could sort of get to. I think it was the arson that clicked for some reason. Clicked for me. Smashing a window, being antisocial a bit. Then, it was the level of danger that he put them in just for anger.
I think I agree with you, just in the sense that because that was clearly premeditated before things went to shit, before the petrol, and I think that doesn't quite fit how we're supposed to read that character. I think a little bit.
Yeah, that was the part. Everything else about it. The homophobia slurs. Everything else was just sort of anger I could get. But that, premeditation. After that, though, it was great. She was brilliant.
Yeah,
she was absolutely great.
Yes, Skaggs, I think her name is.
Yeah, apparently she doesn't do much TV or film. She's mostly theatre.
I think that shows that that's a hard character to play right. That could very easily gone wrong. Yeah, because she's clearly there's something going on with her mentally. She's over medicated. She's on the spectrum somewhere, something, and to play that in a way that doesn't either read as you're laughing at it or too schmaltzy or
She balances. She did it well. She balanced it just right.
She's
it was very real. It was very realistic.
Actually, I will say that's one of those things that you notice it, but you don't notice it overtly. A lot of the quirks of a character, you just absorb it as part of a character. But then thinking about all the ways that could have been fucked up, as how autistic coded people are sort of presented, does actually think, oh yeah, that's actually fucking solid acting.
I think it's the right choice to not specify what's going on with her. Like they never name anything. It's just like, and because the point is not her whatever's going on. The point is that these are two people who don't fit into society, and through finding each other, they find a way to fit into society.
Which and what they want, where they find a
you wouldn't
place.
know 25 minutes in, but it is one of the most beautiful, heartwarming love stories.
That's what I'm saying. If I didn't watch the whole thing, and just saw that beginning bit.
When she said, "I'm gonna tear up while I'm saying this," but the moments where she says to him, like, "That's the best day of my life," and then the next day it's like, "That's the best day of my life now," and then they just their hands touch, because it's not over the top with it. They just their hands touch, and I'm like, "Oh my god, that's so beautiful."
Because it's quite long before they actually have sex in the film, isn't it?
Oh yeah, no, it's way late. Yeah, and it's not. It's and that is. When she's like, she's violate me, and then she tells him to keep the mask on. It's like it suits their character. It's not. It's not just a sex scene for the sake of a sex scene. It is the culmination. It feels organic. Yeah,
but also it's not the actual climax of their relationship. The climax of their relationship is writing the song together.
Yeah.
And that's the bit that got me on the heartstrings, because I actually I really liked the song as well.
Oh, it's beautiful. So when she starts singing, because you don't know what to expect. Like it could be terrible. She could be a terrible singer. Like you've got no reason. You don't know, and then she sings, and it's beautiful. And it feels genuine.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, and also like. I kind of like the idea that he put the music the music for it together in 20 minutes, because back when I dated Sarah, who's a professional musician, she was incredibly annoyed by the fact that my favourite music that she ever composed was her children's songs that she did on commission in like 20 minutes. Yeah, through together. Yeah, but it's because you've got that, like, because the music, it captured a moment. Right, like whereas like there's been songs that she's been working on for years, and it's like the fact that you've been working on it for years has made it too much.
That's very when you're doing like creative. Oh, everything's creative, but what's called creative stuff. Like like when I've done a painting, and people are like, "Yeah, that's really good," but like your sketches for it are beautiful. It's like no, that's fucking irritating. Yeah. And I feel the same way. Constable's Haywain. Very boring old painting that's very well known.
We had a print of that when I was a kid.
It was a common one in the 80s. His sketch for that, which is also an enormous oil painting, just much looser, is so much nicer. It's a really lovely painting.
Yeah. It's that. Well, this is the thing where with art, where the artist's favorite piece of work is rarely their best.
Yeah. Or really one that other people
think of it. Yeah. Like apparently Led Zeppelin really did not like Stairway to Heaven. They didn't like performing it.
Well, I'm with them on that.
I'd vote for something like that.
Yeah. Although to be honest, I'm sorry, but Robert Plant's like stuff he done since Led Zeppelin is just not. I'm not going to say that it's bad, but no one's going to get excited about it. No, and that's the stuff he genuinely wants to make, and no one gives a shit about it. Like it's just. I have
no familiarity.
Big Log's good. That's probably the only one in his post.
Is it about going for a
big shit? No.
No. Okay.
I think Robert Plant post Zeppelin takes himself too seriously.
Stop talking about music. Talk about the film.
Whatever. I've actually got it up in my Jellyfin on the computer now. We're big users of Jellyfin because you've recently discovered Jellyfin, haven't you, Drew?
Yeah. No, Jellyfin's great. Yeah. Because I was a big proponent of just mount your drives over SSH and just use NNN and open it MPV, which I still do for some stuff, but it is nice having Jelly and like seeing the entire season with like pictures and stuff. It's nice.
Is that what you would do? Like, can you play is it fast enough over SSHFS to?
Yeah, works great. Yeah.
I mean, obviously we use Jellyfin because it goes with the tellies. So
I mean, you can do both. It's not either or. You can do both.
Yeah. Well, absolutely. But we still got to get a home server, to be honest. We're waiting for like someone to throw out a computer because we don't want to buy a new computer just for a...
I mean, you could just on eBay or whatever, just get a laptop with a broken screen that nobody wants. They'll be very cheap.
Yeah. I'm trying to find this thing about the music in the film to try and remember who the band are. Because that's...
We did talk about for the next thing doing the Hunger Games. Which I'd love to do because I love the Hunger Games films.
We have talked about that. I mean, it's I've got.
You mentioned it.
Well, it was me that mentioned it. It was Rosie that mentioned it. In fact, Rosie really likes the Hunger Games, so I don't know if you fancy having her on as a guest for an episode.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Doing is it all 4 of the main ones?
I think maybe do them in 2s, partly because they diverge quite a lot. Like the first 2 are quite distinct from the second 2, I think, in terms of the story they're telling. And also, I think the first 2 are much better than the second 2. So it'd be, I think batching them up in 2s, and then there's the newer ones, but I don't know whether we want to consider those. I've not watched those yet.
Okay, because there's a few things I've got listed that I want to do at some point. I want to do obviously the Star Wars porno. I want to do something to do with on the buses. However, we break that down to make it easy because I don't. We're not going to
film.
The film. Do you reckon the film? Also, there's a film that I've come to discover called Butlers in Love.
Okay.
Which I'll just leave you with the title on that one. But yes, it is a story about butlers in love. Yes, that's
with each other.
I think so. Yeah, there's 2.
Okay.
It's a love story between 2 like apprentice butlers, but they're really passionate about butlering.
Okay, that sounds interesting. I'm up for that.
Yeah, there is apparently, I am told, a butling montage.
Also, marks out of 10. Do your marks out of 10. Mine's 10.
Marks out of 10. Fuck.
This is the best new film I've seen.
It might be Disco Assault. Yeah, Disco Assault is the name of the band.
Right,
okay, that definitely sounds like the name of a punk band. I don't know what to give this. Partly because
I'm sorry. I was going to say something else when you guys were talking about home server stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I know we're supposed to be moving on, but yeah, that's something to try and keep myself away from the stress of all the moving and everything. I've been trying to plan how I'm going to set up things in the house. I was quite pleased to see that big monitors, as long as 4K is all the thing now. So if you want a 1080p monitor, even a big one, they're like way cheaper than they used to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can probably get one.
You can get a really decent 1080 monitor for like £70.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. Yeah, so I'll get a 27-inch that I could put on the in the living room. And the plan was to have my media stuff somewhere, doesn't matter where it is in the house, but able to watch anywhere in the house then. So
also,
yeah.
Oh, that's. I mean, this is something I wouldn't usually talk about on the podcast, but since we're on the subject, where are you with PeerTube these days? How are you feeling about it? Because sometimes I sometimes get the vibe that you're like, what's the term? Not super enthusiastic about keeping it or whatever, or have I misread?
No, I'm okay keeping the. I had a bit of a. Yeah, no, that was something else. That was no. PeerTube's fine.
Okay. I'm not.
Yeah, that was nothing to do with PeerTube and more to do with my emotional state that night.
Okay, cool. All right. And I mean, that's
ensuring that this is. Although, having said that, there is fibre at this new house, full fibre.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know how. Well, it's very asymmetric, so I'm not sure how good it would be.
Right.
I'd have to look into that because I don't want it to be super unresponsive, But then it would mean if I could even if I kept the server where it is and just had the S3 storage in my own house, then I could you put up a huge hard drive. Well, mind you, these days that's getting more expensive. Use storage that I've already got or whatever, because.
Yeah. I mean, would you ever think about running a little, like a PeerTube server or something like that, just from home hardware completely, or does?
Yeah. If I thought the connection was stable and fast enough, it wouldn't be a problem because I'm happy to do that. Yeah.
I mean,
that's.
I mean, you could always. I mean, I guess there's a cost in trying it, but you could try it and see how it goes.
Yeah. Try something out.
If there's a way to like try, because I mean, I'd happily make a cash donation to infrastructure and stuff if it looked like it could work, Yeah,
if we can get it. I mean, it's not really about the money as much as it is about me worrying about if I suddenly go mad and I didn't want to leave in the lurch sort of thing. That's what I was thinking about.
Only speaking for myself, but I'm sure Drew agrees. Like, don't consider any pressure on our part, because even if you do want to cut yourself off completely, I feel like we can cobble whatever together ourselves.
No, but I wouldn't want it to be. I wouldn't want anything to disappear or be wasted or whatever. No, nothing like that. I would never. I would never trip.
Yeah. Well,
that. That's like I say. That was a That was just a bit of an emotional night, and
Yeah.
just take that for read the whole thing in the aftermath as well, and you get the sort of.
Yeah. I think I thought that might be the case, but but also just the big takeaway: no pressure from us. Like we'll,
Well, I think part of the point of things like PeerTube is like if it disappears, if the service is a bit wonky. This isn't YouTube.
Yeah.
This is hosted by people out of their generosity.
Yeah.
Like people accept a degree of
Yeah, no, but I wouldn't want the stuff to go missing or anything. No, so that's
no. But we'll,
no, nothing. No, I'm yeah. So, like I said, one of the things I'm thinking about when I move is running more servers locally. That is something, but which services would be suitable for that, and and which wouldn't, I'm not so sure. But then it could save me money on servers as well. Because I run 4 servers, so three sort of big-ish ones. And really, it's just for it's not so much. It's because when you get resources, you only get they do it in little packet sizes. So if you want something that's got X, Y, Z processor and memory, then here's the size of the hard drive that comes with it. It's, they're made for businesses rather than So it's all just numbers they throw at it. You get 2 cores and 8 gig and and a 40 gig hard drive or whatever. It's never.
Yeah. Like to get enough storage you need, you're massively over provisioned on other stuff. So
exactly.
Although I mean, I found that with Hetzner, you can get your basic server setup done, and then you can get a hard drive that you mount on that server.
Yeah. But I could do that with Ionis as well, but I changed the service I've got, and it's less flexible, but it's cheaper to have. It's all swings and roundabouts trying to get it all balanced the way you want it. Let's not bore everybody to death talking about server stuff though.
It's in the fucking 10.
Okay. Oh, my gut tells me 6, but here's the thing.
Yeah.
It is that the first half of the movie was hard to watch, but the second half of the movie was heartwarming.
8. Nice. Yeah. But I think you need that contrast. You need to see him grow.
But you do need that contrast.
That's why I'm not trying to talk you up. You mark out to that.
The thing is, I mean, my movies. I've noticed when I score movies, I score movies a lot lower than TV series, which is probably that's probably like.
There's a difference with mine on that.
I'm just gonna have a look at mine just to see. So I'm gonna look at. For me, they both have a peak at 7, but my movies is far more spread out, and my TV shows is a huge peak at 7. Yeah, my movies. Yeah, movies peak at 7. Loads of movies in 7. TV series is more spread out, but movies peak at 7. See, I got Fight
Club. Nobody will listen to you at this point, Chris, because Peanut's in the.
Oh, look at him! Oh.
He's going to love it because we've got a garden that's enclosed to be able to run and go in and out all day by himself. I'm thinking about getting my friend when we move as well.
Ooh.
Oh, Crank!
We can entertain each other.
A human or another dog?
Another dog.
Yeah.
See, I gave Star Wars, The Mandalorian, and Grogu a 7.
Really?
I think I did, yeah.
I like it, but I don't think it's very cohesive as a film.
I just considered it...
It's more like several different episodes.
Well, I'd just say one episode stretched out. But yeah, like it doesn't...
No, I think it's more like different episodes. Okay. There's different stories in it.
But it's just
a high-pitched dog for a...
He's a husky. He howls rather than barks.
But it's just more of what we've already seen, which...
Yeah, it's good. It's cute, and I like the little
very cute
things. I can't remember.
They're excellent.
It's probably the most family-friendly Star Wars, apart from since the Ewok stories or something.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
they were fucking awful.
They were awful. Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, but it is just more of the Mandalorian. So I don't know whether or not you consider that a good thing or a bad thing. 7, yeah, seven does seem a bit high, but then at the same time, a lot of what I like about movies is the escapism and the silliness and the like having an upbeat movie. This movie, as good as it may be, it's a bit cynical for me, I guess.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean, but I think ultimately, to me, it's the opposite of cynical. It is two people who are not part of a nonsense fucking society, and that's why everything outside of them is cartoonish, because we live in a nonsense fucking world.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're sort of kindred spirits.
But
I'm not trying to talk you. I'm absolutely not trying to talk you up.
But also a lot of the things that they're like, there's a bit of a rebel without a cause vibe where it's like, what is Simon really rebelling against? He's obviously a misfit, but half of his misfittiness is self-inflicted. His family are awful.
Yeah. That's I think the whole point. Right at the start, I think that's what it was.
Yeah, he's rebelling against the wrong thing in the wrong way, and through meeting her, he sort of learns. She said, he doesn't change completely, but he softens. And he's happy in prison at the end. He's quite content to be in prison, writing his songs, getting his good dinners, and I like the reversal of now he's sending pictures of his genitals to her. I enjoy that.
Yeah. See, the thing is, okay, so this film I would say is good, but it's hard work. No, I don't say hard work. Effort. It requires effort, and sometimes
you lean a bit more escapism, silly.
Yeah, but I think it's maybe unfair.
Okay, at some point we're going to have to watch Handmaiden, because that is really fucking hard work and one of the best films we've ever seen.
Oh, come on, give us a break.
Right. I've got to wrap it up for reasons.
Okay, I'm giving it 6.
Needing to pee for about 30 minutes.
Okay,
so maybe Hunger Games with Rosie next time.
Well, Peanut seems to think so.
Cool. Yeah, he agrees.
Well, I mean, doesn't Hamish have to sign it off? All right, Hunger Games. First two things of Hunger Games.
First two Hunger Games. Then what have they called anything? Do you have to?
First one's Hunger Games. Is the first one just called Hunger Games? And then I think is it Catching Fire after that? I think
I'll look it up on Tinterwebs.
Yeah.
Wikipedia will have it in a listed form, won't it?
Yeah.
Right.
That'd be good. Okay.
So Hunger Games and then Hunger Games Catching Fire. Yeah.
Just as a side note, this is going to be one of those things where I'll be able to watch them really quickly, unless we can watch them both today. It's going to be. I've got 8 straight days of work after tomorrow, Wednesday onwards. So,
no worries. We can.
Yep.
Fit around.
Because there's 2 of them. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do? You want to try and get it in tomorrow?
No, I'm just saying it's either tomorrow or it's in 9 days' time.
Another week and a bit or something.
Yeah.
I imagine it would be unlikely that you're going to watch them today.
3 o'clock probably.
Wait a minute, bud.
Unless you two can knock them out as well,
I can do them today.
I could watch them tonight. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, should we try for that? And if we do it, we'll do it tomorrow. And if not, then whenever.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Ta-da!